guys, welcome back to the Imaxit YouTube channel. I'm your host JD. If you're new, please do smash that like button, share, and definitely subscribe. And if you're an avid fan of the channel, keep on sharing it. We really do respect that. All right, so as you can see by the title, some statements made by Jaime or Hallgrimsson, we are going to be chopping that up, and maybe that will give us a indication on what will happen for the next round of the Jamaica Reggae Boyz Trinidad. But no problem, we have some updates on Michail Antonio and Andre Blake, which we want to actually put into this video as well. So this is a good rundown of what we did early on. All right, so to view the game, we don't know as yet. We're still trying to work in things. At least you know my thing, try to do everything what I'm doing myself, so we're still working on that. So if you are going to be at the match, connect to us and let we get things running. All right, so let me just go through the things them very much fast. Big up yourself, Marcella, thanks for being here. Bessas, big up yourself. Eagle Republic and B Douglas, massive respect. Let me just flick towards the stories first, so we don't pass anything. All right, today we talked about Andre Blake. Michail Antonio possible could be out. All right, so they gave some updates 2 hours ago, and they said MLS injury update: Andre Blake out, Insigne expected to be back soon. So this is the latest update, that Andre Blake is out for their game coming up. So that's something to watch out for. If he misses or if you get any other report closer to the next 3 days, because it's the 13th today, at least for me, I think it's the same for you because of the time zone. If it reaches the 17th and you get bad news, you know that's it for him. He can't make the national team. So that's a next big blow for Jamaica coming up. Michail Antonio, similar. All right, so we're gonna keep update until the next 3 days, so we can write off if he's gonna come or not. But at this point, it's looking not good for Andre Blake because he has a grind problem. All right, yes. So hopefully he comes. All right, yes. So just giving it that one. And 10 hours ago, 10 hours ago, we are getting similar thing with Michail Antonio. They're saying that Michail Antonio have some injury concern. Also, two other personnel with himself has some injury concern. So Michail Antonio is the next one to watch. So this is sad times for the Reggae Boyz if both those guys can't make it for the Mexico game. But also, it is an opportunity for a young gun to believe that they can make the national team, because that is more spacing for personnel to see if they can get something out of the national team. So as they said, sometimes a man missed out. That's another opportunity. All right, and Mr. Hallgrimsson, it looks like maybe these news might aid the way he's going to try and approach this game. All right, as what I've said yesterday. So sometimes it's good to say it out loud, because it looks like what I was actually saying, that's what might just come. All right, yes. So that is the situation, and two of our star men, to be honest. All right, so it's going to be tough times ahead. So hopefully they do pull through and everything is good. So watch out for them in the next 3 days, and that all they determine. If they can't play for the next 3 days, they won't come to Jamaica. All right, yes, for a lot of reasons, but we will explain those in the future at work. But we will be listening. JD, big up, our massive respect. Coach Algerson need to rinse out the changes. All right, massive respect. And then we have Jason, big up. Andre Blake needs some holy water from the pastor. All right, so let me rush straight to what Mr. Hallgrimsson said. Early on, Mr. Hallgrimsson did an interview, talked about a few things. We have all the points here, so don't worry yourself. But we just wanted you to hear it so we can actually start from that standpoint. All right, we are going to bring up the the TNT coach. All right, so Blessing Sky, how are you doing, man? Hope all is well with you and the family. All right, let me replay it right here and turn it up for you. Sound might not be the highest. Let me know if you're hearing it well.
How have things been in the camp? And
let me know. Just put a thumbs up if you're hearing it.
Into tomorrow's game.
Well, it's good. is good. I really would like to give credit to the boys. They've been very professional in everything they have been doing. It's the first national team camp for a lot of players. So I would give them a lot of credit for how they have behaved, how they have trained on meetings. We are just trying to build something to explain our emphasis in football. So yeah, I've been really happy with the players. Of course, nobody likes to lose. I'm not going to say you should never say after losing a game that it's not about winning or losing this camp, but it's more about giving players a chance to show what they can do if they can be a part of the next camp, for the Mexico camp, the Gold Cup. Can they be a part of that, or are they not ready? Can we wait? Do we need to wait a year for them to be ready, etc.? So we just on training on matches. We are where we are with these guys. How close they are of being in the first.
Sorry about that. The audio was a little bit bad, but it's going to get in its own. All right, just a few seconds, and it should be good.
Hopefully we keep the loss to win the next game. But it's not about that. We have already before decided who will play, and we would like to see everyone in the squad play, and we like to give everyone a chance to show what they can do, and they deserve it.
Coach, obviously it's not just about result performance as well. Part of the performance comes from the opponent. What do you make of Trinidad, and do you think that based on what you saw from the last game, you were eager enough to really test yourselves to get it from the start?
Yeah, more than enough they won. So they probably were happy with their performance in the match. I'm not particularly worried about what they are doing. I have enough with what we are doing. So we are just focusing on Jamaica and the players for us. It's a competitive team, Trinidad. So I give them a lot of credit. They were organized. They were difficult to break down, and I think we have to give them credit for the way they played. It was tough. We have to focus on us.
And also, Saturday was your first game here in Jamaica in front of a home crowd. What was that experience like for you? And were there any jitters for you knowing that you have to perform in front of your home fans for the first time?
No, it's not the first time I play in front of a home crowd with the national team, so I know everything about that. Yeah, I would like the people here, of course, to support the players and give them the help they need to win the matches and perform good. That's the only thing I ask for. What people say about me doesn't matter at all.
What about the venue? You're at National Stadium now. How much you're seeing the surface as opposed to Mobile? What do you make of it?
This one is the best pitch in the country I've seen so far. So all the credit to the people who give on the pitch here. Respect to them. So it is what it is. And
Sorry for that. It's very terrible. It's windy. I think they could try
my
to
opinion,
do something better. Like get it in a better area
we have to
and
accept
stuff.
it.
Where try be a little bit more aware that people trying to listen to it. Which should have been the most important thing.
Adapt to the
But I've written down everything what he
Coach,
said,
in
guys.
terms of approach and performance, what exactly are you looking for from your players tomorrow?
No, we should be now given the first game. I said before, a lot of players play the first national team game, first senior national team game. Even so, playing the first game for Jamaica.
All right, it looked like the main part giving a little bit of problem, guys. So let me just go through it. So, anyways, that's what he said. A few things. He said the stadium, the national stadium, that they are at now, that's the best stadium out of any other pitches in the land, based on his assessment. So, if people will complain about the national stadium and the bad pitch thing, that simply means we don't have any pitch in Jamaica that can actually play on properly. Then, because he said that is the best stadium, so I don't think he's going to have so much pitch problem. All right. Second thing, he said the result is not so much the most important. He want them to win and go out there and play hard. That is true, but the result is not the main thing. Is to look at all the players. That's the main thing, due to the fact that he he does not want to go over the same rotation of players over and over till stretched out the time, because you don't get these opportunities so much, and you don't get so much grace period as well. So what he said, he's gonna ring in the changes. So what say you guys in terms of that? You believe ringing in the changes just to see everybody could still fulfill all the objectives at once? Let me know. All right. Yes, that is very much important. And then we can move on towards every single thing. Look at a next possible team that can fulfill everyone belief system, because now he said he's going to ring in the changes. That simply means everybody else that never played before, that's what he literally said, they're going to make sure they can get get game time. So obviously you have to make changes from the start, and also feeding in players that he might not want to see anymore off, which is weird still, because I do believe that it will lead to a additional harder game, because I do believe that the Trinidad team is a little bit better than what we gave them credit for. You know, yes, because he seems like he said he wants to focus on his own team more than anything else, which I totally understand, because he said he wants to play everybody. So obviously it's your team, your own team you want to focus on, and the result is truly not the issue, to be honest. All right, so that simply means the fans should not be out here worried about the result. So if we lost to Trinidad again, that's not so important, because the main importance is to get to see all the players. Are you okay with that? Let me know. All right, let me know, and still go out and support the guys. So just let me know. Let me know. Are you okay with that? Because that's exactly what he said, and I love the fact that he's honest. So he's not taking your money without you guys know exactly what's going to happen. All right. So for persons that wanted to see other personnel in the team, you might just get your wish. All right. A lot of persons said that they wanted to see Whisper. They wanted to see a more I think it was a fullback staple they wanted to see as well. So maybe you get them from the start. All right. You get them from the start. How confident are you if you get them from the start? You think that the game will flow the right way and you get the win that you want? That is the question to ask. All right. Yes, the audio. All right. You guys were okay with it. All right. So that's what he said in the interview. Tyrell, big up yourself. Reek, Danica, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Massive respect. Pimp, the 478 said TNT is going to have it hard. I expect Jamaica is coming out for revenge. Also, they have a better individual squad, and at home, they were at home the first time. Pimp, the 478. That's why I gave you the additional information to see if you have any different feeling, because what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fill out the rest of the squad so you could see if he's gonna make major rotations, how strong it would be or how weak it would be for you guys. So I think you'd have a better understanding that way if I do that. All right. Yes. Jason, the discard is in, so anytime you want to jump in, you can. Also, there is a Caribbean rivalry. Although Jamaica on paper has much stronger team, there is a football rivalry for Caribbean supremacy. Okay, no problem, and that is fair, but I think you're reading into it wrong, because I just gave you what he literally said, and I do take him as a man of his word. All right. Jamaica hardly can only maintain one pitch. Okay, all right. We need to see some marked improvements over the last game. Players need to put on their big boy pants for the game in Kingston. We have no time to be petting and powdering any player. Okay. So Eagle Republic don't agree with what he said he wants to do. Yes, he said he wants to see all the players and he's going to ring in the changes. So expect to see all of the players them that you never saw. Not because they are the best players them, but because he wants to see all of the players them and the results might not be the main importance. That's what I heard coming from him. So if you saw that, don't expect don't be sad because I told you. Just like what I told you about the pitch and you guys kind of said, oh, they said it's going to be okay because you heard from other people that it's going to be okay. And then when me, I am not in Jamaica, And then when you come back now, it's the pitch everybody complaining about. But after I had said to you that the people sorting out the pitch told me that the pitch is very bad. I told us because they put it in the gleaner. I brought it here to you, and then you tell me that others said the pitch is okay, and then now everybody complaining about the pitch. So sometimes if someone says what they have to say, just take them at their word because it's no need to lie. Hallgrimsson wants to that win bad. He's just trying to downplay the game to shock TNT when they meet. Okay, all right. It's possible he did not pick all these players, so he want no. But he said that's what I said to you. That's what I said to you when we will get into that. I don't want to get back over into this picking players thing. He said he never picked some of these players. It was recommended to him. He said that he never pretended, and I don't think it's a big deal if he never picked all these players. People will recommend players to you, and then you have to figure out things. You get me? You just want as much players when they just come in with your normal squad that you have from the older regime, and then you move on. Take these two Trinidad games for what it is. Eliminate the elimination of fringe players need to put up or shut up. All right, big up Triple E, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. And guys, as you come in, smash the like button because that's how we get visibility. So the more you smash the like button, the faster the better. So let we go to 200 likes if we can. We have 100 people here. If you click it, we are on our way to 200. So just do that for us. Thompson said, JD, if we had one no one would have mentioned about bad pitch. All right, but I had mentioned it from before. But maybe you're saying that it's just because people looking at excuse. I could see where you're coming from. All right, it is bad. All right. So anyway, so Trinidad side now. Then we can go into look at the possible other lineups because we want to jump into that very fast so people can get piece of it from early. Eve, delighted with the win over Reggae Boyz. All right, so you will understand their attitude going into it. TNT Soccer Warriors Angus Eve was very pleased with his 1-0 victory over host Jamaica in the first of two friendly internationals in Jamaica at the Catherine Hall Sport Complex in Montego Bay and on Saturday. All right, and they continue to state here. TNT Defense Force Ryan Moore, 26, came off the bench to replace Francois in the 63rd minute. And 4 minutes later, he fired home the match winner past goalkeeper Kemar Foster on his near post from just in the left side of the Reggae Boyz 18-yard box for his fifth goal in 17 appearances for the national team since making his debut in 2018. For the TNT French-born midfielder, Kale Avre, 18, made his TNT debut wearing the red, white, and black, along with Andre Raymond and El Salvador-based midfielder Jamal Williams was the other overseas-based players in Soccer Warriors starting lineup compared to Jamaica's coach Jaime Hallgrimsson squad, which featured United Kingdom-based Omari Hutchinson, Dexter Lembikisa, as well as Tottenham Hotspur Dante Harvey, along with veteran Adrian Mariappa and embattled Ravel Morrison. So you saw there, that's what I said to you guys. You saw they're doing it when they're writing up their things and they're making sure people know what type of caliber players they do beat. All right. So let me continue. All right. Speaking after the win, his team second on the trot after beating St. Martin 2-0 at home in January. Eve said he was delighted with his players for grinding out a brilliant result. He said, for us to come here and grind out a victory is tremendous. TNT football has been in the doldrums, and Jamaica is like 50 spots ahead of us. To get this victory against a good outfit with some experienced players, some in Europe, and a world class coach, we are really happy to be able to compete with these type of guys. So my goodness, so you have to give them, you have to give, look how the man them, look how the guys them explaining what Jamaica is. So it's like they're hyping us up to take us down even further. Wow. Because they're saying that we have a world class coach, we have world level players, and all of that. And they're 50 spot ahead of the. They're 50 spot behind Jamaica on top of that with every single thing, and they only have a meager 3 players making their debut, and they got that win. So that's why they like it so much, which I am okay with them being that way, because that shows respect. So for persons that thought that they were being jealous and stuff, they admire what we are doing. And based off what you're reading here, it's good. You know why? That means we ourselves can take it serious. You realize every single conversation we had here, this is what brings Jamaica to the fore. And that's why I've always said JFF should have recognized what we have. This diaspora that the people keep on mentioning, that's why we got friendlies, all of those high profile friendlies, because you read the notes. And when people beat us or play against us, these are the players that they mentioned. So the diaspora and also the high profile player that we have, because we do have local born high profile players like Leon Bailey, Blake, and those guys. They are high profile players. So you have to understand, the more you're investing in like everybody, not just overseas but local as well, that has talent, it's the best thing. Just get everybody out there, because Jamaica can start making money off these friendlies, because a lot of people would want to give you these friendlies. All right, yes, so it's a good one, man. So kudos to Trinidad. I think they're a beautiful ball playing team. They're intelligent and they work things out on their own, which I've always respect any team that does something like that. So they are coming for the second leg. And I truly believe it's going to be a tough one for Jamaica. Let me go through the rest of the comments right here for you guys. Big up DJ Gigs, how you doing, man? Roland, Malcolm, how you doing, man? Massive respect. Hope Tyler Roberts get a full run out tomorrow. I think he's going to want to do that, because remember, these are players that you're going to need. Worst off, you're having more injuries or injury scares. And let me explain something to you. When it comes down to injuries with players playing in high level clubs like West Ham, to some extent, what they need, how important Blake is to Philly, it more likely they might not send them. You understand me? Because once it's an injury thing and it's between a week, which is it's going to be between a week, because it's a 13th now, and 1 week from now it's going to pass the 17. So it's going to be between a week. So it's going to be very hard for you to take them from these clubs. So with that said, no, Kemar Fast and those guys, that's news to their ears, because that is a way how they can get back get in a national team. And I'm hope Wait is there. Wait is a very good player. JD, in your opinion, don't you believe the game is a great lesson learned for JA coach to build on? Yes, I do believe so. I do believe so, because he's learning about the region, which is important. The region is important, something that he never faced before. This region is different. A lot of team built up here, good teams, but just never got the win off the bat, and then got broken up because they have limited resources. So it's good that Jamaica can still fund these players coming in. No, nothing about the man, but question is honesty. People take it at it it as it is. Okay, what side beat Portugal in the playoff? So what I have to say with this conversation, the coach said from a while he was not satisfied with the pitches. Yes, he did say that, and I reported it. He said he had to go to the pitches every single day to check on the pitches every single day. Jeff Nichols, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Big up Trinidad listeners and all in the chat. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I had a lot of Trinidadian fans, So yeah, they're good people, man. Because remember, we covered games with them last year. That's how we know about Nathaniel James and those guys because we were covering the entire U20s. And that's why it's good to cover football because you learn about football. And I will never box myself in because you can't learn nothing if you don't you box yourself in. But obviously, our society sometimes will want to encourage you to box yourself in because they're okay with you not knowing much, which that is bad. I want to make sure I can always learn as much. Like the man says, he just for players that can be a factor toward 2026. That is right approach. Going, you can't until 2025 look for player. No, no, no. All lies, JD. All lies. Okay. What are lies? I don't know. Oh, Martin, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. District TT Medias. All right. District TT Media listening well. Massive respect. Thanks for being here. All right. Imaxit, did you pick your start 11 for tomorrow? Well, my start 11 is going to kind of change based on this man's statement. All right. Yes. Sack passe, Jason. Big up yourself. Thanks for being here. He needs to relax. Most are academy and JPL. No, but Omar Hutchinson is not an academy player, to be honest. You get me? He's a world level player. Yes, but he's just at Chelsea, and Chelsea has too much players because he could have just gone to PSV. You get me? And are in the championship. So he's a world level player already. So you have players that are world level player. Lembikisa, the same. You got playing time. So it's just because people want to keep you there because they saw the potential. I would be surprised if we get more than 6 players from this squad in the Nations League. Omari Hutchinson, King, Slope, Lambakisa, Ravel Morrison, Jamali. Wait. All right, all right. Fair enough, fair enough. But we'll go for it. Omar Fowling, how you doing? Big of yourself. Thanks for being here. TT5 Jamaica 2. Dr. Joyful is back with it again. Big up, big up. JD, Trinidad will play down their players and hype up ours. If you all do not know, JD, I'm smiling about that report. Do you think Trinidad playing their best players, their best football? They played good football. They played good football, but they could have played better. Obviously, the pitch affected both teams. So I think if they're a better passing team than us before, they're going to be a better passing team than us even after because the ball can move faster. But the difference is you have to do a little bit more work because the ball is moving faster, so you have to move a little bit quicker. All right, so both teams, you could see the stamina level graded faster than normal. All right, so we have a lot of things to look into. See and boy, and big up yourself, man. Massive respect. We try our best, because we are always going off articles, so it's not easy. It's not hard to tell the truth. You understand me, JD? Why dies Trini people to the man that enjoy themselves. All right, Kevin, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. And then we have Warrior 777 says big up JD and all. We must be patient and hope they can play as a team because there is a tremendous talent in the squad and priority must be tremendous talent or a tremendous amount of talents. Which one? Let me know. All right. Dr. Dan, big up yourself. Any coverage tomorrow? Yes, I'm working on that. I'm trying to get somebody at the game because I have a new technology that can actually give you the extra quality that you need for the game and you can stay here. So once you get somebody on the ground to be there, we will get that done. So they just need to contact me and we get that done. Jack says Whisper will not be excluded from this squad. All right, Jack, you might just get your answer. I think he might just surprise you and start him. All right, because out of the statement of the coach, you might just get what you want, Mr. Jack. So hope you're here from early. All right. Whisper is our future striker. I am not 100% sure of that, Mr. Drack, because you already have strikers that are not old striker. Shamar Nichols is not an old striker. So hopefully Whisper can improve to reach Shamar Nicholson's level. And you have other young kids just as talented, if not more talented than Whisper, because I think Lovelace and those guys, they are still ahead of Whisper because they are played in bigger games and excel at a different level. All right, but we just don't get the chance to see Lovelace and those guys as yet. But Whisper could go overseas and keep on improving. But for people in Jamaica, we have to know that we have a lot of people that we could pick. So just as though we are raving over a young kid here, we have young kids that can play for Jamaica that are way ahead, playing way higher level for a longer time. You understand me? But we just don't get them as yet. So that's why we have to make sure we get them in early. So Whisper them can play with them and we can see who is at the highest level. But all of them are high level players. All right? All of them are high level players. No, no, Jack. We never said no. We never said any local player. Don't get word. I've not said a local player was ahead of local young player was ahead of Whisper. I've never said that. I said Zach Lovelace. I think he's still ahead of Whisper based on his development. He's playing for Rangers. Rangers is not from Jamaica. All right, so don't miss my word. That's what you guys always do, and then send unnecessary report, which I'm not saying that. We are watch football and we know what we're talking about. All right, yes. So we have to explain to people that we have a lot of Jamaican players. Remember, we here and tell that Hutchinson will be the player to watch in this game. And now when we finish, everybody out here talking about Hutchinson. Before that, everybody was talking about Whisper and what they wanted. Whisper is going to score 50 goals. And I'm going to say, all right, then, you know, Hutchinson is the most important player. And I think we're going to see it. We lost the game and I still heard everybody talking about Hutchinson. Obviously, I know it's because of the dribbles. But if you look at what he did, you realize the level that he's on. And he's one that's already dominating the Premier League too in England. So if what we are raving about now, imagine how exciting Jamaica could be because you have a player that's already where Whisper want to go and already dominating that level and should be up in the Premier League. So this is a player that Whisper need to try walk in his footstep to reach where he wants to go. If that is his dream, he has to do what Hutchinson doing now because the Hutchinson is just right on the fringe right there because he's too good for the Prem 2 and not good enough for the Chelsea squad. You get me? The Chelsea main team. But everybody can see he's a talent. They wrote up article. He's the next Eden Hazard, and clearly he has that skill set. To be honest, he is. I think he might just be the best player in our squad. Even Lembikisa, Lembikisa, we could say Whisper him. No, you mean Hutchinson and Lembikisa. You couldn't differentiate who is the best player or who is at their highest level development, but I think both of them might just be the best player in the entire squad, the best players that you saw in the entire squad. So Jamaica have some good players. That's all I can say because those are two young players. All right, and that myth of young players don't want to play for Jamaica should be done and dusted because we never got better players in our lifetime like these players. All right. The last time Jamaica beat the US, when Nichols scored, the US were looking at players. A full USA team ran rings around us a few weeks later in the Gold Cup. The coach is just looking at players. All right. Massive respect. All right. Omari Hutchinson is our future star. I think he has everything to be a star, and I love that he's level-headed. You understand me? You don't hear he's over the top over dribbles and not he's just level-headed. He know that he's not even at the level as yet, and everybody amazed about him. So that is good. You understand me? Yes. People stop stressing. JA will give the Trinis 6 tomorrow. Oh my God, guys, it's not me say so. So Trinidad mans and ladies, it's this commenter said so. Nothing of Whisper gets less playing time. Oh, I think he's gonna get more, Watson, because the coach said he wants to see more out of the other players. Them, so you want to see more out of the other players. So you're gonna see changes tomorrow. So maybe you get Whisper starting tomorrow. All right, maybe you just get him starting today. When you get an evaluation from Cataract about players, I wonder if it's Cataract doing the evaluation, or it's Mr. Ray and his nephew. Okay, wow. I heard on another show, Whisper is the next Drogba. You're gonna always hear things like that. Hopefully is a young player. So young development can go in any direction if you do any scouting report or anything. So what you have to do, he gets the opportunity. All he needs to go do is go there and do his job. All right. JD Anderson is the player you was talking about, not Hutchinson. You said you are backing. No. Anderson is my player in the local team. In the local team. But I've always talked about Hutchinson. Hutchinson is on the literal thumbnail of all of the videos, them. Hutchinson and Lembikisa, those are two players I talked about. But I said the local player that I want to see them give a chance is Anderson. We never saw enough from Anderson. That's what I thought. Yes, so yeah, I had said that the videos are there. Omar give a man uh, Whisper reminds me of a cross between Usain Bolt and Luton Shelton. Okay, all right. Blessings, Ames. Oh, you doing, man? Massive respect. Everything nice, man. Full team. Lock. Okay. No. We have not. We don't. We are not the Jamaican channel that tell you this. Nobody. We research on both sides and try to give a okay answer to everything. All right. Yes. JD says Anderson better than Whisper. What the Chelsea now run down no more Jamaican barn or any other Premier League club. Um, football hero. If I see a player is ahead of a next player, but Chelsea, um, um, no, I will get to that. Don't worry yourself. If I see a player, even today, me and Marlon here, and Marlon literally said he would have started Fletcher over Whisper, and he would have started Trivante Stewart over Whisper because they're further in their development. I don't see nothing wrong with that because we are looking at what those guys are doing. You understand me? Obviously, he's younger than them, football hero. You get me? And I would have started Anderson over Whisper as well in both location because he would have given me more what I want because I saw him doing it. What I don't see from Whisper is I've not seen not at all from him more than this cameo that we have against big players. So what I'm doing is gathering that database on the player so I will know more about the player. So that's how we work, football Europe. You can't tie us into nothing because we're talking on things. All right. Why does our reporter ask Omari about Whisper? I think those guys that did that was just because that's what their fan bases are about. Omar, nothing else. I don't because I was kind of annoyed about it because I wanted to hear about what the guy saw, the vision of of the team and everything. But I think I see what the reporting going in Jamaica. And to be honest, I don't like it. I don't think it's good, none at all, because they're not watching the games. They're not talking about nothing more than they're talking about Jamaica and the over the top selling of things, the over the top prideful thing when you have to just do your job. I never like it. I think it's some of the worst interviews I've heard because they're not talking about nothing in the game. And I'm saying, what about the game? You just saw a game and you have a lot of people trying to get information out of these players because we want to sell the players to the public. You spend the whole interview talking about a man that everybody in the country knows. So all you're gonna know about pick the brain of the players, them see how educated the players them are and how knowledgeable they are on football as well. And how much you know about the country and what their plans and structure is. Because these are bigger ballers than even we are asking them about. So I wanted to hear from them, but I don't respect those interviews at all, and it's getting annoying. So it's like you know what the interviews are going to be about because the people just want clickbaits, like clickable titles for people to click. So it's not about like wanting. You have to love your job first. That is what I want. You have to love the job. What you're doing first, and just do the job. Everything will come. That's the only thing I don't like. Everything will come. But I saw them and I was not interested in it. JD, I believe Trinidad is trying instill a passing game in their football at all level. It was noticeable in yes, the under 20s was beautiful. You get me? The under 20s was beautiful. How Trinidad play, because Trinidad was in the Suriname, Haiti, Mexico group, and they gave everybody problems as well. So that's where we know it. JD, you not have not of local players on your thumbnail. We just have Andre Blake, which is a local born, on our thumbnail. On our thumbnail. So we have nothing about nothing against that. And I was born in Jamaica as well. You get me? The difference is PNG files. If you know about pictures, PNG files are almost ready-made and better formatted out for players of higher caliber. And all of these players in Jamaica don't have the normal PNG files on the internet. I am not in Jamaica, so I can't get it. And I don't really talk up to everybody in Jamaica, to be honest. So I can't get certain pictures and those things for the players. So that's why I don't have them. But if it's a Leon Bailey, Andre Blake, Damian Lowe, it's easier to get. And that should have been obvious to most people. All right. It should have been obvious to most people because you saw that I used Leon Bailey and all of those guys. Sometimes it's just an honest thing and people try to use it to sell a lie. All right. Yes. So that's how it is, man. Simple as that. And you can just check on the internet for yourself and see it. Omari Hutchinson, I'm looking for future captain. He's a good player, but you never may know that next player might just jump through and even perform better than Omari Hutchinson. I think he's going to be a good star, but the problem is you never may know what will happen in the next 2-3 years because you have a lot Lovelace can just blow up and become the biggest forward for Jamaica. You understand me? So you never may know what could happen in that time. JD, I wonder if people know they compared Omar Hutchinson with Hazard. Yes, but we read that, but those people don't really those people don't watch these videos because these videos are not the title that's try to direct back for Jamaica local. You get me? It's just for Jamaica Reggae Boyz. We kind of stay in this category. We don't really come out under this category. So they don't really watch them videos here because it's not about the sensational headlines and stuff. The coach doesn't look does to look at Omari no more. He's Jamaica's best player and need to wear the 10. So maybe he's not going to play in the next match, or maybe he's not going to start. He's going to be on the back end. Interviews, viewers, them extremely misguided. Yeah, maybe that's the situation, but I'm just saying it's not enjoyable because I want to learn something. You remember when I said it the first time when they were going at the first trial for the coach, and everybody said, "Oh, JD, how are you try this and that?" And I said, I came here to listen and what we saw in the clip, and people could get upset. I want to learn. I'm not wasting my eyeballs for those clicks. I want to learn when I'm clicking something. Why Chelsea can see Whisper better than all these players, but JD can't. What's the agenda? Whisper is not like the regular Jamaican players. Um, that's a problem. Football Euro. I have not said Whisper is not better than them. Football Euro. I am the first man here that I've known about in this space. His father can tell you that I said I think he's the best young kid in Jamaica. And that's why I came to watch Manning Cup. But that's not how you evaluate situations. He could be the best young kid, but not the best footballer in Jamaica. Because I think that's the exact situation. He's the best young kid in Jamaica, but not necessarily the best footballer. Because remember, people have to grow football here. That is not an agenda. That is just an educated analysis of something. Obviously, if a kid is 17 and the next man is 27, even if he's better than maybe 2 points better than the kid that is 17, who you're going to pay $1 million for? You're not going to buy the 27-year-old because he's already in his prime, 2 years or 1.5 years in his prime, and the next kid is already 2 points behind him and has literally 10 years before he reaches 27. So that is the level football year. I think when I do leave this category, that's when you guys are going to appreciate me football year. That's what I honestly believe, because those are things that are organized breakdowns. And I can tell you, if you get the Chelsea man and that pay their money, they might say the same thing to you. All right. Yes, they don't go off it like he's the best player in Jamaica. That's why they paid the money for him. He's the best young talent that they saw and could fit in their system. It's a plethora of things. That's what people use to pay for people. All right. Yes, that's how it goes, man. Just come on, man. JD, do not get me wrong. I want Whisper to succeed at the highest level. However, how long will his handlers keep Whisper in a bubble? Rap? No, he can't. They can't keep him in a bubble. You will learn about him when he's at the Chelsea team. Once he goes there, everything will be out. Thanks very much, Brain Jane, for the super chat. Said Trinidad losing come Tuesday. Radam. All right, that is Brain Jane saying it because I don't want any one of the Trinidadians to clip me and said I said they're gonna lose. I'm still formulating all my things here. All right. People, Omari Hutchinson will be one of the next best thing in 2 years. Hazard, I think so, but he has to work hard just the same. He has all the abilities, show it on display. All right, look at that, guys. I did a video last week. I do ask you guys because like football era is good. To learn off those things. Della Pena them last year, last in 85 said anybody that can play football, that has the skill set, they can go on the field and get it out instant. It might not impact and winning instant, but you will see the quality same time. Omari Hutchinson and Lembikisa went on the pitch. What you saw, you saw the quality same time. So we did a video last week, and you see the same things coming out right now. All right. So sometimes just respect how we talk, man. We are not the type that is not like we don't have emotions, but we try to lead with the information that we have. And you have to respect that, man. It's that everybody can be the same thing. If I talk like every other channel, football hero, what the reason why you're gonna come on my channel? That's the reason why everybody can't be the same thing, because that means you'd have this clone version of people. I have my ways to approach things because I have something that I'm valuing it off, and that's just me. So I'm not eating on the kid or nothing. I think it's the opposite way around. I thought I gave him the utmost respect. If you look on this channel, you saw me post things. I was the first one saying Ireland like run from Whisper. Nobody never talked about Whisper at that time. Nobody at all. Nobody. Football era, you never know about the player them time there. None at all. All right. So just relax. Relax. We'll give people them credit when them deserve it. All right. Whisper already 20 times better than Fletcher, and me bias to Moby Bala. Different cause. Be honest, football era, I'm very sorry. But I'm gonna say at this present time, I wouldn't take Whisper over Fletcher at this present moment. Two of them put in a team as a striker, because Fletcher is a striker. Whisper is a wing forward, so it's a little bit different. So he still need to even learn the striker role as well. Football hero. So I wouldn't take Whisper over Fletcher right now to put in a game to play in a big man football, because I don't know enough about the kid. Why people can't respect that and see that I'm just an honest person? I wouldn't do that. I think I know enough about football to not make that decision. I would have taken Fletcher right now. If you said 1 or 2 years from now when Whisper go to Chelsea and do his thing, of course, more likely Whisper might reach that level in his development. But I cannot take a player that's not done nothing in football, period. Over an ex-player that has played at all levels, and Fletcher scored 30 odd goals in schoolboy football as well. I wonder if you guys know that. He actually scored 30 odd goals as well. Obviously, he's a countryman, so he might not have gotten the hype as Whisper. That is true. But he scored 30 odd goals as well. And he played good in the systems that Jamaica offered him. And he's playing overseas and he's doing his thing. So what I saw from him, I would take him as a striker at this point. Whisper is not even a striker. He's actually a wing forward. So that's all on the man. That's all on the people, man. Let me reason logical, man. Come on, man. The two players are good players, but one is just older than one, and one is much more promoted than one. I'm telling you, please. Let me just respect the Jamaican players, at least the local born players. What that is saying, guys, that means I believe that you have good players in Jamaica. First, when I came here, I never really 100% believed that. So why are you guys bullying me? When I get the information, I'm going to admit it. I am not going to lie. All right, gentle people. I think Omari Hutchinson just kicked away Tyree Maggie's feet from. Oh my God, why you said that? You know, brain drain is going to go over the top now. Why you needed to disrespect the man, Bala JD? Why are Jamaican media so unprofessional? Don't know. Travis said, JD, in. Okay, okay. Hope all is well. You reach it well and stuff. 80, big up yourself, football vision. Massive respect. 80 in the building. All right. Me not playing a baller over the best and whisper better than everything in a Jamaica at the moment, except Hutchinson. All right, then football hero, that's your take. I have to look, people watch me and I am studying football and I can't do things like what you said. And I think I have things to uphold, so I can't say that. I'm very sorry. All right. I'm not gonna disrespect anybody. All right. 192.62 like. Yes, people, if you could get the likes up on the video, you do that for us. All right. Yes, and try to get us to 200 likes so we can get the visibility here. And if you are new, you subscribe to the channel, ask away your questions, and I will answer it in a fashion that you can go back and research. And if I'm wrong, you come and call me out. But once I'm not wrong, you have to come and give me my respect, because I think I've said enough things that I've gotten right, and don't give me respect. All right, because remember, I was the first one said, based on what I've witness from Whisper, is that he's gonna dog walk the Manning Cup, and everyone said I was mad. Why am I posting so much Whisper video or whatever? But no, the whole owner cussed me about Whisper. But where were all of you guys? That's what I'm asking. Where were all of you guys? No, you have football hero. Oh, in my business, and the best thing ever. Football hero, just relax yourself, no? Why? Like said Gardner, lots of fans in Jamaica, and they just needed the opportunity. Okay. Ari Vibe said Ravel is currently better than Dexter and Omari, but they will obviously be better than him in the future. All right, so we have Ravel as well. So people, just come on, man. We want to move on to this. All right, we want to move on to picking an actual starting 11 that we could see out there. All right, I believe it's going to be a close game. Okay, as Whisper go on the field, you could see the quality. Yeah, but you could see the quality of the next two strikers. But the problem is, in football here, I don't think you know about football like me and others. Be honest, no disrespect here, but I don't think you're studying those departments of football, so you can't see it. You get me? You can't see the pressing. Whisper never pressed better than Fletcher. Ask any just go to any football certified coach and ask them. So that's all you're going to learn about football, because what you're looking at is different thing. And that's what I thought he was actually playing for. He's playing for people like yourself, that he looks more flary, but you don't know what is he doing on the field, if it's actually if it's actually leading towards winning. Because I can break down something, but I prefer not to do it at the time. And then you would have saw some things, and then you would have looked at it different. So let's make it stay there in a football year, please. I'm begging you. Don't bother with it. Let's let it show run. All right, let's let it show run, my brother. Please don't bother with it, man. All right, because that's why I don't go into detail in football, because a lot of you guys don't like the truth, and if I ever talk certain things that others cannot deny, you would not be feeling good. So there's sometimes just let it slide, please. I'm begging. I'm betting you. I'm begging you, please. Was Whisper right foot quality? No. All right, let me avoid those questions and we'll move on. All right. All right, football year, please. Done. All right, this is the last one from football year. All right. The football year, please. Let's make it move on. All right. I DJ gigs where I don't do a full detail that I can write everything down in the paper and then I can come to you. I have not done it because we have so much backed up video and we cannot do it. All right. All right. So in my opinion, Marlon Lee said, so JD Whisper didn't make a positive impact on. Yes, 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 man, of course, of course. But the problem is, in my opinion, Marlon Lee, people thinks that only flashy stuff is football in Jamaica. That is the problem, you know. So they don't know about the lines and also the zones. So when the two strikers were pressing and forcing back the defense of Trinidad, you know what people thought? People said Trinidad come to sit back, not realizing it's the two forwards and pressing back the line, and they had to pass out from the back. And because those two players are staying there and pressing good, they couldn't get to advance, and that's why they stretched the Trinidad team. But people said they weren't doing anything. They were playing a team game. When Whisper and Omari kind of unleash, it was more like go for it. So that's why they were not setting up better than before, and that's why they even shift the goal at the time. Because remember, Trinidad had better opportunities, but because the flanks were free, and then the midfield had the hole in it for the entire game, so the persons them could always get that diagonal ball right once they break past the winger, which Whisper drop on the wing, nobody behind him. Once he loses the ball, because he drifts, why? Because he wants to be in an advanced position for himself, but not for the team. You understand me? Yes. So that's a hole there, and Hutchinson cutting in. So that's two players moving out. So once they lose the ball, they put it right back in that spot right here. I hope you can see the cursor. You can't see the cursor. Between 11, all right, let me move it. So Whisper and Omari, so Whisper would be the striker. He cuts out here. Omari cuts in here. So once they lose the ball here, because you have a back four here, right here. You can see the cursor. So you have a back four here. So this is a player from Trinidad. They put it over here and drop right here, and then they put it over here because you already have this man advance to try and close it off. So this man put it over here. So you have two of the defenders there now, and you have an unrushing player coming right here. Right, off shield, and just come here and just put it to the near post, and that's how the goal score. You get me? And that's lead by two players moving out, but they're the trigger players of the team. So Whisper and Hutchinson was the two players trying to get things started. But once they lose the ball, they don't really drop back enough to stop the play. All right. And then the guys them work over here and then put it over there. Go back and look at the video and tell me that that's not the exact thing that happened. Go back and look at the video 50 times and see if you can come and see something different. You see it? So people only look at the modeling of football, just the dribbling, because we're so caught up in the Walter Boyd and the this and that. But that's the difference. That's why when the coach he was trying to go a little bit slower and organized, that's the difference. All right, because he never wanted to give up those opportunities, and he still gave up those opportunities from time to time. So, in my opinion, yes, man, they were fantastic, man. I thought that they gave a different spirit to the game and everything. I liked it, but it was more risky football, and that's go back on my video. Go back on my video when I said I think they're going to score now. They're going to get caught out like 1 minute after. So go right before the goal score and hear what I've said right before the goal score, because we could have seen the gap them. Because now we're feeling more confident and two players running out of position. But we are looking at the excitement and said we are not going to lose the ball. But what happened when we lost the ball? All right. I rather have a kid that properly developed than a already come up baller. Yes, football hero, but that's why I said if I want them for today. All right. These men trying to trick JD with no, man. Ask your question, man. I'm okay with that, man. That's what I'm here for. That's why I'm showing him that I've worked on these things. So I never just turn on my camera, come here to come and talk to you about football that I'm not trying to study. I'm trying to work on it from that point, man. I want to ask your audience if Whisper at 17 is the same league as Ronaldo from Brazil when he was 17. But nobody said, right, I don't think nobody said that. I think nobody said that. JD, you're totally wrong. Fletcher over Whisper, no way agree. All right, no, it's okay, but explain to me, Richard Green, why you disagree there. Because I explained to you in the system, what the coach is using, Richard Green. You have to understand the context of the conversation here. We are talking about a man playing a 4-4-2 and what the guy did in the first half. That's what we're talking about, Richard Green. So you cannot take it, say, me, say, I would pick him over that. It's your context was applied to it at the time. So please pull up the video and check the context. If you don't agree with it, explain to me why, what you would have used. So how you'd have fitted the Whisper as a striker, and what you would have won from your team. All right. So that's why it's good to have these breakdowns so we can have that conversation. I love it. I love it. And people, you can call in as well. If you think I'm talking foolishness, this is the number to call in. All right, this is the number. This is the number. And if you want, you can go in the Discord as well. Or you could ask to come on the platform, and I would let you on. I have no problem because I'm always willing to learn. All right. Warren said, JD, you are the analytical boss. Don't drink no Kool-Aid, brother. That's why we tune in. No, man, but I think people asking me genuine question. They just want to know, because sometimes they heard things and they don't know what type of person I am. So I am okay to answer these questions. I have no problem. JD, most of these fans that talk so much whisper have no love for this kid. They put in go eye ceiling, and he's not there as yet. All right. Bridget said, did you not see what Whisper did to the best rural country school? Yes, I saw that. I did the video. I've covered that. Omari Hutchinson. Sir JD, why whenever Whisper name mention, all goes mad? No, man, it's just people. No, look. We are mute the Discord, please. Jason. I don't. Is it Jason in it? Okay. Mute your mic, just please. No, people are there. Look, you have to understand Jamaica and Jamaica. We have two sides of Jamaica. And anyway, you see a kid coming out more of like more like a kid, like how people like Leon Bailey. That's what they love about Bailey. Whisper is a poor kid coming up, and that's an opportunity for him to make something. I understand the story because I'm a poor kid myself, coming from even worse a background from it than him, and people love to see that story. You understand me? But the problem is we're talking about football, and I don't really see no story when it comes on to football. I just want to know if you are the better player suited for the situation. I'm gonna work with you. You understand me? So that's the difference, That's what people don't understand. I'm just cutting out the emotion side out of it and just talking football. And that's the only problem I think people cannot figure out. So it's not, I have nothing against nobody. I'm just talking on the football metrics. That's all. So I understand where they're coming from. King J said, seems like Jamaica only have left baller now. Left baller. Why you say that? Why you say that? Okay, Hutchinson. Okay. I like Hutchinson. He got game. Okay. All right. JD, fun is greater than football magic. Don't waste the time. All right. So Akeem Bernard, I get a run tomorrow. It's possible. Because why have him in the team and don't give him a run out? All right. If they are the first, no problem. But I never know of them. When his father brought him here, I never know of them. So if they are the first, no problem. In my football year is right, JD. Okay, no problem. Marlon Lee. It's just how you look at it. Bro, my name football hero. What? All right, so Jason, big up. How you doing, man?
I'm good in a JD. But just there I get some joke with you and the commenters today. It's a nice, lively stream so far.
Yes, because I'm answering a few questions. All right, look here now. Let me pull up. Now I'm gonna go through three now. Me get your reasoning, but in tilt defense, he's getting regular game in the championship. Errol McDonald, big up yourself, and then Winston. Please recall that it was you who said Whisper should not play in the senior team. All right, I want you to go on all of those videos, and I love these type of people. You know why? I've heard a man running around the entire YouTube space. Not you, Winston, but an ex-clone. No, not an ex-clone, a clone that I run up my channel. He has zero communication skills. All right. We had 3 videos talking about the situation. They asked me if I would pick Whisper based off what he did in Manikup, and I said no. Because the national team is not for development. I think clubs should develop players because people gave me different metrics. And me and Jamaican Kuna here, and you're a Jamaican Kuna said, if it's for these games, that he got selected for. So reality, Jason, I'll know them to talk about what we're talking about, because what we're talking about is the national call up for Mexico, real national team, But everybody, so what they did now, just move the goalpost to something what you never mentioned because they don't listen to nothing. Winston, go to any one of the videos them and listen to the context of the conversation. So communication is very, very much important. If you're trying out people in the country and you have a kid in the country that you proclaim that had some skill set, you call him up if you have space. But for me, even for this, I would have tried out people that I want to use. So if he wants to use Whisper, I see the potential that he could squeak in a spot, I had no problem. But I wouldn't pick him for the national team for Mexico because that is the game that we're talking about. That is the real call up. So because that's what the man on the TV was talking about, not these matches for the actual main game. And I said I would not. So you know what now? He has the time to prove to us now because now we get to see him. But I would never pick him from the Manning Cup to play in a Mexico. That makes no logical sense. So please, don't follow people that have zero comprehension skills. So now, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do more videos like this format. So me make sure I go as slow as possible. Make sure I take out all the information and give it to you. Cause the videos are on YouTube, but for some reason I don't watch the videos them. So please, just go back on the videos them and look at the reasoning and listen to what people saying. All right, man. I'm begging you, please. All right. JD, you will say anything to discredit Whisper, and you don't tear down no other player except Whisper. I don't know. All right. So that's what he thinks. Jesus, God help me. All right, no problem, big boss, no problem. I don't know, I don't know who got that from this conversation. Jason, big up, big up. This has been an interesting one. So Winston, follow up on that one. Winston, follow up on it. I would love to hear what you have to say now, because I want to hear if you truly listen to those videos and listen to the argument, or you are listening to the strong voice. All right, yes, yeah. Go ahead, Jason. How are you doing?
I'm good, boss. I'm good. Yeah, I heard you play earlier the Hallgrimsson video, and I hope that people, hear what he's saying because I think a lot of us, because we lost the first game, we really would like to see him play the team that has the best chance to win. But he has told us numerous times that this opportunity is to see players. So we need to understand that he's going to give everyone a chance, and we may not like how the starting team look. But I think he's literally going to say what he set out to do, which is see the players. So all those who didn't get to play, they probably will get to start or definitely get a chance to play. So we need to understand that as far as how the result will play out, because we would look at the team he put out the first game, and that probably was what he thought was his stronger 11, and we did not come out victorious. And this time he's probably going to play the other players. So we need to think about that when we watch and analyze the game and how it turned out.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Oh, we want to pick a squad right here, Senator Jason. All right.
Yes. So this is predicted. This is predicted of Hallgrimsson, or are we going to just pick who we want to see?
All right, so at least people admitting that that's what they saw, the both of them trying to move forward at the same time. So at least you guys realize what I look at football. The problem is people mixing up that think that I'm trying to be a vlogger. Guys, I think people need to just figure out who I am, and then I think you will judge me a little bit different. What I'm trying to achieve is not to come and talk to people about just anything on YouTube. It's more of I'm trying to be just all, and I will take I will. All right. I will do that right after. I will send you a link, please. Doesn't let me finish. All right. So my angle is just always from football. That's all. I don't have no reason. Football hero. I know Whisper's father. All right. If his father can honestly come here and say that I ever showed any ill will or ever slowed to do something for him towards his kid, that he would have been a liar. So that simply means I just wish to not speak on those matters. But I think I want that kid to be successful more than anything else. All right, football year. So that's done. JD, so what your take on Omari Hutchinson's game? The first half, he was in his shell. He came out after. Um, he came out in the first half. Obviously, most people were getting adorned because, as what the coach stated, and we stated it live, they were always trying to penetrate the flanks, the flanks. And it looks like Trinidad had the better pull of them, and Trinidad caused them us as a problem and keep the ball away from them a lot. So they had to subject to only going to counters. The midfield only could have worked off counters because they couldn't build up anything, because the pressure that Trinidad brought them under was so severe. They had to always be kicking the ball from the flank, and they never held the ball up good. So I don't think Hutchinson was that effective in the first half like the second half. You get me? Yeah. So the second half, he was busy. He was much more busier. But if you honestly, if even though I heard everybody said Hutchinson get 10 and 50 and 60, I honestly believe that the player that played straight throughout the game and the actual man of the match, to be honest, that's why I let everybody talk, For me, it would have been Lembikisa. It would have been him, because he was always the person that setting the lines every single time straight throughout the game. You understand me? For the entire time. Hutchinson turned up more like in the second half. So if I would say the man of the match, I would have actually given it to Lembikisa over Hutchinson. But I made everybody give their thing and I never talked. You understand me? But Hutchinson was the best forward player. That is definitely true. That it was best forward player. Owen, big up yourself. Thanks for being here. Sherman Scott said, big up to you, JD. Maypen Clarendon in the show. Massive respect. Said, JD, Whisper have best upside more than all young players. I would say that. I would say that, and I've said that a long time. So I don't think we necessarily have to say that again, because we said that even before. We said that even before we played Manning Cup. You get me? So, guys, I think people just fool you and make you think that I am in hatred of any one of these players. No, man, no, man. I want to see all of these players reach their best thing, and I want them to reach their best thing and can do everything. I just don't want them reach there with football only. I want them to be there and they can fit in and be better persons of themselves. I want them to become role models like Ricardo Gardner, because Ricardo Gardner let me believe that I could see myself being up there as well, I don't think we had seen so much footballers from Jamaica after Ricardo Gardner that let you believe that you want to be there. You get me? Because they don't give that same principlematic style. I don't expect everybody to roll with a principle, because I'm from jungle. I never should have been this way, but I've learned to be a better version of myself, and I want to say that we don't get enough Ricardo Gardners more. And I would love to see a modern day Ricardo Gardner. And maybe I'm asking for too much, JD, do you think Whisper can cut it at Chelsea? He has good speed, good strength, good skill set. That includes his control and everything. Yes. I think he can hold up on the physical side. But I've always told you guys, it's two sides to football: physical and mental. The physical side is like 30%, and I would say at 17 years old, I've said I think he has between 15 and 20% of the physical side, which is incredible. But how much of the mental side he has, you have to learn those things. How much of that mental side he has, I don't know. I don't think none of you guys know, because we only saw him in the Manning Cup, so we don't get that chance to see him, to see how much mental side he has.
That is the part of the pie that Jamaicans always want to forget. The mental side of a player, that is crucial to the development and how well they play on a football field. And that's the side that we never want to include in our assessment.
Yes, so that is my problem, guys. I'm trying to figure out if he has the mental side, and that's what I'm waiting on. That's why every time when you saw him touch the ball, you might believe that I don't want to talk about him, but I want to learn. I am watching, because that was the player that I wanted to watch. So I'm watching what he's doing. So you get me? So sometimes it might come off wrong because I am watching everything. Shane Billings, how you doing, man? Hope all is well with you and the family. Big up, JD. Hope Jamaica win 3-0 tomorrow. So Shane Billings, what at this Shane, may I bridging? You're a good guy. You come and educate us on Maninko. Why you come out and do this? Say no, the Trinidadians them in the chat, and the man them a sting say we are say again. We not learn it, Shane. Why you couldn't just say we want to win? It just why him couldn't just say we want to win. And he might put a big 3-0.
Because him don't want nobody to say he's a hater. So him have to just sensationalize everything, you know?
Yes, yes.
People, that's the thing, you know, people are so afraid to not sound like the crowd that them erase all reasoning and objectivity and them just say, yo, you know what? It's safe for people to say what everybody want to hear me say, even if me not believe.
Yes.
I think that is a major problem. People are so afraid to not be a part of the crowd that them just don't bother reading out things.
Guy,
them
man.
say what them think people want to hear.
Shane a good guy, so I would love to hear if Shane him reason around the 3-0, you know.
and there's a chance that Shane just see the first game and really in him heart believe we're going to win 3-0. No, as you said, but I love to hear him come on and explain himself.
Yes, so why Shane, why that 3-0 there? Why I don't think nobody I believe you know, but people are waiting. You know. We love the 3-0 still, but why? We can't count on the Trinidadian people. I mean, they are taking this as not just a friendly, you know. They are taking this as a big thing, you know. You understand me? Chambers, Jeremy and Chambers, how you doing, man? Hope all is well with you and the family, man. JD, pull the trigger himself. Not even one of his soldiers. The problem with Craig is a little arrogant and he must learn respect others. Can't be using harsh words all the time. Okay, all right. Vinny, JD, you good to deal with of some of these comments. No man, I'm learning. Before I was much more easier to get out, but I've learned what they have they came with, and sometimes people don't know, but they don't have a way to ask you without sounding over the top hungry. So I've figured it out over time. Before I would match them with anger, and then the show mash up. That's what Brendan always said. He liked that pandemic JD, but no, I've learned, and it showed that I'm a person that learns. You know, JD, you have to understand. You must. Most of the man's them fully done to oh God, Jesus God, what is, oh my God, JD, you only tear down whisper I heard. Is that true? I don't know, I don't know. Mr. United said JD is a fear analyzer. Boy, I'm telling you, it's not, and then we have our brother, my Asian brothers, you know. Steven Ski, Jamaica did not make Trinidad goalie dirty. Guys, this is a man from ADM. He's saying that Jamaica never made the goalkeeper of Trinidad gloves dirty. Jason, what do you have to say to Steven Segay? I know you might not. Steven Segay is a good guy. So in Jamaica, when you don't trouble the man, all right? Because I know you guys don't trouble the man. He's a good guy. He supports me always. Jason, what do you say about Steven Segay? He said Jamaica never made the goalkeeper's hand dirty. So big up my Asian brother.
No, when the only thing that was dirty up was I think a defender had busy ball off of the line and his head might have dirty, but I don't remember the keeper and getting dirty. I think Stevenson game might be a correct one.
Yeah,
because there was a I think it was a kick. It was like a melee and we called a handball and then busy did take a shot and the guy headed it off of the line. So that was the closest we came.
Yeah. Jesus God, Pastor one, come on, Lord God. Boy, Pastor, you just love put people in a problem, you know. Guys,
he might bring the holy one.
Yeah, Pastor said he wants to come on, guys. Should we let him, Pastor? Because you guys have to decide, you know. because I thought the stream was going well. I was maintaining the stream well, trying to get everybody's conversation. Well, Pastor entered the chat, so I will wait. Kimar says it's also good to see the local players getting a chance at this level to prove themselves. The coach needs to give the local players more chances to play at this level. But Kimar, you know that local players get the most chances in the entire national team from 1998 until 2023. And it's not even close. It's not even close. So I just believe that maybe we just forgot too fast. That's what I think. But they have gotten enough chance. But I love the fact that he constructed it this way to make sure you produce on the front side, so you guys cannot deny that he gave them chance. You understand me? I love the fact that he did it that way to put it out there. All right. I think Richie would be great for the mental side at Imaxit. Well, let's see. All right. But I'm just telling you that it's two sides to football. All right. Yes. All right. So let me hear what people saying.
That is a fact about Richie helping with that side. I agree with that totally.
Should Whisper start? This is Jack. Jack is always talking about Whisper alone, nothing else. Based on what the coach said, I would be shocked that he does not start. You hear that? I would be shocked that he doesn't start, because he said he's going to ring in the changes. So we wanted to look at all of those changes and make a good enough squad for them. All right. So we're going to look at the size of the players, them in the positions and everything, because if we're going to use the Whisper as a striker, who are we going to use with him up there? We have to use an ex-physical person up there, because he does not play physical. All right. He does not play that physical striker role that you would want up there. And if he's going to be organized enough to press, I've never seen him play that type of game, like press like Fletcher them press, and not an isolative game, so I don't know if Mr. Hallgrimsson will alter the formation to make him have that better angle. Jason, what say you on that one?
So I would say he could. If you look at the other forwards in the squad, Trevante, Stewart, Anderson, and Fletcher, they can all play that more physical hold-up game, and he can play off of them. So I think in terms of system, it could work. And I think, as I was saying yesterday, if it's a two-striker system, that then gives him the freedom to kind of venture into the wide channel and not mess up the rest of the system. So I like the freedom that he would have in a two-striker system. I don't think he's quite ready to be the main striker yet, and I don't want him to have the responsibility of being a right-sided midfielder in a 4-2-3-1. So I think the 4-4-2 actually is the best way to make Whisper get on the field personally.
Okay. Because but that's why I mentioned, who would be that striker that you would put in it with him. So what we're gonna try.
I think it could be any of the three, but like Trevante Stewart attribute the best with Whisper.
Okay, Trevante Stewart with Whisper. All right, so what I'm gonna do here, because as Pastor have an attitude, he asked me for the link. I am doing my show, so I should stop to give Pastor the link. So I should scramble everything that I'm doing to stop and go on my phone, disrespect everybody in my chat. Sometimes the ego of our people, man. My God, man. The key word is I am Jamaican and I'm I'm a patriot. So we never said you should not be a patriot. I'm just saying the three. And the 3-0 really catch me in a shade, and nothing else, the 3-0, nothing else, all right. Okay, but would I start him? Based on what this Jack, you just try to lead up to war with me, Jack. You don't necessarily need to war with me, Jack. The problem is, I said we are going to fit in the players them now. Let me fit in the damn players them. So we're not for war with Jack. And Pastor, why you can't turn on the camera? Why you want to come in? So why you never just go in the discard? If you can't turn the camera on, it's a behavior problem in the Pastor. You're bad man for come on the show, and you're not present. Turn the camera outside.
That is not true. That is not true, sir. That is not true, sir. I was making sure that when you accepted me in the studio, that the television with the program running did not disturb. So I closed off both mic and camera. I am not a bad behaving person, sir. I am a law abiding citizen. I obey rules and standards and protocols.
Okay, Pastor. Pastor, you're trying to change the mood of the thing.
No, no,
Pastor,
no.
please, just don't respond. If you respond, it's gonna go down a 10 minutes conversation. What me not really want. I want to stay exactly where I am and we just do the stream, Pastor. I beg you, all right? I beg you. You could have just call even 5 minutes, but you want to terrorize me. So it looks like them last name people that is a problem for my show. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna say nothing else. I'm gonna leave it there. All right. Pastor gonna come on with his usual shouting and yes, I'm beg. No, believe me, we are sensor pastor today. All right. Oh, they wanted us to vote before we let on Pastor. Jesus Christ.
When I drop up,
They
where you
seriously,
start
they
now?
seriously don't
Time
want
somebody to
Pastor.
come on is up to go forward.
All right, so I'm gonna add the play. So, Pastor, based on what you saw in the game, let we try find some word where the people can understand, Pastor. All right, because they said they can't understand some of your words. So find some words that they can understand. I'm gonna fill out the actual players in the list right now. All right, sir. Thank you for being here. How are you doing?
I am doing very well, thanks. I'm happy that you admitted me here at this time. Um, what I saw in the game, JD, is not so important to the game tomorrow because I am not going to go down the route of some other fan who failed to appreciate that the coach has clearly articulated his plan from the very beginning. Before any of the games were played, he selected a squad and he said the reason for selecting these players is that he needs to see them to see whether or not any of them or how many of them can become a part of the big team or the full team in the immediate state because we have competitions going. And he said there would be no better or other window that he would get this opportunity. So he's using this opportunity. He went as far as to say every coach would love to win, but the winning is not the primary objective for these two games. So I am sticking with what the coach has articulated, and if it's a matter of assessing what the players in the first match did, then that is so. But for the next game tomorrow, that is not very important because the coach is going to play all those persons he did not play in this game. So some persons who were brought on in that game may very well start, but all the players who did not play will play.
All right. So based off that, then, since which you're correct. All right. He said that he's going to ring in the changes, no problem. So based on what you saw after the first match, do you see anyone that you think that is good enough to say that they can make that step up, or you would say you want the next game to really verify how good some of these players are?
I didn't watch the game live, but I saw three players that I thought at least making it into the squad, if not in the first 11. Um, I don't think Busy, who is the third of the three, is going to make it because he left the field seemingly looking like he injured or whatever. So I don't think he would make it, but he would be in my three. The next two would be Lembikisa and Hutchinson. Um, in terms of Whisper, the favorite kid, making it,
Awesome. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
would need to see him. I'm not just not putting him in the three. I have three, but there are two other players that I would like to see some minutes in this second game before I make a decision on them. Whisper would be one of the two.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Uh I'm just trying to add these players in for you. Oops. All right, so let me see. Yes, Pastor, sounding positive. No, man, today, we are making sure Pastor turn into a YouTuber rather than a pastor. Yes. um, top striker. The man came on and the man never did anything wrong. So let we make Pastor live in peace. Yes. So Pastor, so this is because obviously they are asking all only whispers questions. So based on Jack is something else. All right, Jack. If you believe that I don't like whisper, it's your problem. All right. Yes. If you share that sentiment, no problem. All right. Yes, it's okay. You're mad. Yeah. So let we move on. We. All right. So Pastor. Um, how far how confident are you that we are on the right track, like the right attitude we are using towards making the World Cup? Because that is important. Once you answer that, we can get into the starting 11.
JD, I am very confident the coach at least believes in what he is doing, what he's selling us. I believe that. And if you remember that my score line for the game was 5-1. If this coach had played Trinidad with the sole intention of winning, he would have blown Trinidad away.
Okay.
But he's sticking to the plan that he has shared with us. And so I am staying with the coach.
Okay.
Total support, and I'm working with the coach's plan along the timeline that the coach is using. I am not intended to go ahead of the coach. Him I get paid to do his job, and this is the way he has articulated that he's doing it. So I'm in full support of the coach, and I believe if he gets the support to execute what he says he's doing, we will qualify in the first place going to the World Cup. Nobody will beat us. He's going to be prepared. He's going to be prepared to take on all of the rising stars and the upstarts. And we are going to be ahead of the game.
All right. So based on your statement, we are gonna finish first. So we are gonna rise above everybody and finish first, Pastor. First. Really.
That's a definitive yes.
But so it's not about qualifying. It's about first. That's what you're saying. All right, all right, all right, all right. So Shane Bidin said top 5 Jamaican players I saw in the first game: Omari Hutchinson, Busy, Lembikisa, Whisper, and King. Oh wow, that's the first person I heard put King in a lineup, because everybody said they thought that King was not the best. All right, so we have the lineup here now. So let me hear now, Jason. Are you still here, Big Boss? So we can start chop up the
Yeah,
lineup.
man, I'm
All
still
right,
here.
good.
I'm still here.
All right. No, Jack, I've not blocked your original page. You could have commented, you just never checked. All right, block Jack, so stop lying on me. You could have commented. Go on your old phone and check. You could have commented. So in goal, who would you start now? You have guys. You have Bernard and you have Asha Hutchinson. What do you guys know about those keepers? What do you guys actually know about those keepers? And what would you do?
JD,
All right.
on the keeper, permit me, has the one from the United States come in?
They said he should. All right, let me put weight in it because they said weight should be there. So if weight come in, which they said he's gonna come in on Monday, I am not sure. I'm gonna check to see if I saw weight. But if weight is not there,
Yeah,
did you,
I haven't seen any photographs of him with the team, but that don't mean much. They said that he was due to arrive last night, but I haven't gotten any confirmation. So I don't know if anyone in the chat could know or help with that.
okay? Pastor Karoom says, Pastor, temper your expectations. Christopher Columbus come to qualify Jamaica. Oh my God. All right. Pusai, I go get him game. Okay. So yes, wait. Oh, they said Nick Jr. said yes, wait is there. All right. Yes, wait is there.
Okay.
So let me
Well,
add him to the list.
he
So
jumps right into the
so
first
that
11
means
from me.
Pusai should be coming back out of the team then. All right. So let we add a fourth keeper. Let we add a fourth keeper because we don't want to disrespect the youth. So we just have him on the list. So
Yeah, he's been in the camp, so I don't think they would remove him. You know what I
no, but
mean? But
remember, say he was in the camp
hopefully
because
they
Wait
don't. I
was
don't
not in the
think that would be
camp.
good.
No, he was in the camp because Wait was not in the camp, to be honest, because Wait was not in the
That's
camp on day
true.
one.
That's true.
So we don't know. All right. Coach Blind, how can he keep the fastest player, Roberts, on the bench? No, maybe he said he wanted to see every player. He thought that what he had was good enough. Wait is there. Okay, thank you. All right, massive respect, man. Everybody, who going to the match, guys? Who going to the actual match? Who going to the match? We're still waiting. So if Wait comes, Wait is there. So we get the spots, guys. We get the spot, right? We get the spot. Everybody can agree to that. Wait would get
Yeah,
the spot. Or you would go for Hutchinson or Bernard. Wait, get the spot?
I would
As
go
long as
for it.
Wade came in, last night, I am putting him in between the sticks.
All right. Tuck. All right. Yes. So top striker. I heard you are. No, it is TikTok's account. TikTok have 3 accounts. Can't see that happening in Tennessee. Okay, I don't know. Pusai can't start for Jamaica no matter what Butler or Jack says. Yes, okay. Yeah, I think Wait will keep. I think Wait will keep because he was maybe the number one where everyone looking for. He had a wicked game in Cameroon, a wicked game that I wanted. When the guy finished, I heard people talking about maybe you can take Blake's game. So you put a good performance when people putting it up against Blake, you know?
Yeah, man. Wait was impressive. The last time he played for us, I was very impressed with him.
Yes, man.
Very, very impressed.
I started have to say, what's going on? So with the back four now, remember we have to do this as if he's ringing in the changes, because he said people that never played. So for the back four now, you will start with that right back. Staple.
Right back. Personally, I think even though we saw both right backs in the first game, so it's not like one of them have to play. So I believe that he's gonna play Lembikisa at right back this time.
So Lembikisa at right back. You said because Lembikisa.
And I agree with him because that's where I believe he will score from.
Okay, so you guys will put.
Yes, because based on his comments, I think that Ricardo Thomas will play on the left back side. So that would leave Staple Makala or Lembikisa,
Yeah.
and I believe he wants to see Lembikisa more.
Yes.
Because he might have a mind to say maybe he has a slot in that Nations League, so let me see some more of the player.
All right, so Shane says, I don't think Pusai is is ready for this level. I don't either. But that I don't think people would care if I don't either. But believe he's a solid top Manning Cup keeper. Yeah, I think he's good. I think he should go into the JPL and improve himself and just keep on learning and then whatever. Jack, can you stop with these lies that people fighting against Whisper? We are talking football. How much channels you really see talk football like this, want to talk football, learn about players and do certain things. So just grateful we have these things, man. We don't stay and this Whisper topic so much, brother. Whisper is one player. Whisper can never beat a team by himself. If you put Whisper on any team, even the worst team in football, and with him alone against 11 players, him cannot beat them. So let me fill out the other 10 players on the field, please, Jack and Advocate. Please, I'm begging you. Let me focus on football. I'm begging you. You guys are maniacs on the internet. We can't do nothing properly. You are making giving Jamaica a bad name. So let me just work on the rest of the players them. So other people can just come to our streams and feel like it's an intelligent stream. I'm begging you, Advocate and Jack. All right, please. Let's be careful. So we said the full box them. Let me go with the full box them, guys. All right, so let me see. Phoenix player don't play JPL JD. They soon. Oh God. All right. You know what? We don't mention the keeper. Let we just move. So maybe they will take out the keeper out and just keep the three keepers there. I will just work with them because the man. No, because we already answered about Whisper. We said Whisper would be in the team, but I said Whisper cannot beat a team by himself. Whisper cannot play with against 11 players. It's impossible for him to beat the 11 players. It's not possible. He can't be the goalkeeper. He can't be the defender. He has to be a forward. So let we just deal with the rest of the team. Listen to my word, not people, please. So yeah, let me go with the center backs. Let me just pick the center backs. Guys, I'm talking facts. You know, let's just move on. No, the center backs. So who would be the center backs?
Topi and Cummins.
Topi and Cummins. You wouldn't go back for Mariappa to teach a next person again. Or you would have just changed it over, because remember the Mariappa would be helping Dexter to fit in the team as well. So
I would go with Mariappa and Cummins, not Topi.
Again, I'm basing it off of what the man is saying, and I just think that he's gonna give people that didn't play a chance. And Topi never play at all, so I think Topi gonna start. Now it could be Topi and Max, but me with a personal Topi and
then I would agree with you and go with Mariappa and Topi.
All right, so Topi.
Yeah, I could see that as well.
Yeah, I just believe that Mariappa should play because I realize that he's helping. He talks a little bit more. Topi and King, I don't think they're so much biggest talkers, you know. Yeah, because King looks like he does not talk on the field.
I think King needs to start doing something, either talking or playing. Either one will do.
Oh Lord! All right, Pastor, just relax.
Pastor,
So
take time, no matter.
yes, Pastor, we say take time. We'll be respectful. All right. Tariq, please don't stop disrespect people in the chat. Tariq, please. Let's negotiate to the. Why we can't just other reason, Tariq? All right. let me continue. So Cummins and Topi and Mariappa at the back with Dexter and Ricardo Thomas. I think that is solid because that will be Topi coming in, Ricardo Thomas coming in, and Wade coming in. So that's 3 out of the 5 already. All right, because remember they are going to still make changes, which is important, but they just want to make sure you have a solid foundation to see more of the players. All right, so in midfield now, how would we set up this midfield?
So based on some continuity, I believe he'll probably play Ravel again because he's short of match fitness and he probably wants him to get more minutes under his legs. And then to partner him, I don't think Jeshan Anglin got a chance, so I think he will start with Morrison.
So RV will come out. He came off the field like slight injury done.
RV came off and came on for him. I don't know if it was injury or what it was, but I know he was subbed in the second half and Splatt came in for him.
Okay, so RV and Ravel, you said you will use back, right?
No. Anglin
and Ravel.
Correct.
All right. So Anglin and Ravel, Morrison. All right. And the reason for that is you want to get him as fit as possible because he's in the national team already. All right.
The same way you play the senior man maps to galvanize the defensive unit. You need somebody with the know-it-all in the middle of the park. JD, I will speak to this when you're dealing with it differently. You're selecting the team now. But a lot of people said Ravel did not play anything. But look at Ravel's placing and how he was in terms of closing off certain channels. Each player can only close one channel at a time, generally speaking. So, but we'll deal with that another time. So I would play Ravel, and I would be a little bit tentative in bringing in Anglin because he did not play over Splatt, who came on. Because Splatt is the other player that I would want to see more of in terms of the two players I said that I would want to see, Whisper and Splatt. So I wouldn't have a problem if they start Angley, based on what the coach said. But in keeping with what the coach said, I would probably lean towards playing Splatt as the Iron Man beside Ravel.
One second, guys, before we move on, I know some of you guys don't really interested in it, but for persons that just came in that actually like what we do, please do hit the like button, get us up to 200 likes or so, because it helps with the algorithm. So if you have came in and you never hit the like button because obviously you want to get involved, just please do hit the like button, subscribe if you're new and stuff. All right. Yes, I do agree with Pastor's take and saying that I would have started with Splatt and then change him to angling Jason, because that means you'd have seen enough from Splatt in a full game, and then give Angley in the half game, because Splatt is the one that more people would think that, just like how people would say in Jamaica, Whisper is a wonder kid. You have heard that Splatt is a wonder kid, like he was dubbed as a wonder kid from 15. You understand me? So you want to see more of him. So I think I would put him in from early in the midfield. But maybe because it's him and Morrison, you get me? So I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, similar to what you guys said about the back line with Mariappa and Topi, even though I wanted Topi and Cummins, I could see where the coach would get some benefit out of seeing Splatt play with Ravel, someone who the coach probably views as someone a part of his main team, to see how he kind of operates with him in the center there. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it went that way. But again, I am really basing the angling call, and the guy never got on the field at all in the first game. So, and if that would just be a spot where we can still see minutes, even if you give angling 45 minutes. You let Splatt. I just want to see Splatt playing with Ravel, so I will accept Splatt and Ravel.
All right, so Splatt and Ravel, and then the fullback, because you guys don't see the 4-4-2 changing, right?
I don't think he's gonna change it. No.
All right. So who you think will be the two wing players them so far? You think Hutchinson will go back into a wing role?
He's gonna play Roberts.
I wonder if he's gonna give Hutchinson more of like a shorter run out, because I have a feeling like he thinks the kid is gonna go with the Nations League team. So with that being said, can Demario Phillips play that wide role?
Yeah, Phillips can play wide as well. Walker can play wide as well. Walker is in the team as well. Yeah.
Yes, I was gonna probably say he'll probably start, because I think he wants to see Tyler Roberts get a start. So Roberts will be on one of the sides, and I don't think he was planning on bringing on Walker in the other game. I think because Busy got injured, he took him off. So I believe Walker will start this one. So Walker and Roberts for me. But if it's Walker and Hutchinson, I wouldn't be upset either.
Okay. All right.
I hope it is Roberts, and because if he's thinking that Hutchinson is one of the players that he's going to take to the Nations League, I don't think he's going to play Hutchinson for more than 45 minutes. Which 45 he chooses to play, or 40 to 45, which 40 to 45 he chooses to play him, I don't presume to read people's mind, but I believe he will not run Hutchinson into the ground trying to select him. If he's going to select him, he has already moved past the 50% mark where Hutchinson is concerned, yay or nay. So I'm thinking that yes, he's going to play Tyler Roberts. Oh, what a day with Tyler Roberts and Lembikisa on the same flank, on the same wing. That's going to be trouble for anybody we play. But suffice it to say, I believe that from the very beginning, some of these players are on their last parados. And so people like Lamar Walker need to take this very serious and know that when you go out there, you need to put in a shift that even if the coach never had you in his plans, he cannot forget you. So I would be leaning towards Roberts and Walker starting and Hutchinson coming on because the coach wants to say, okay, you're a part of my program moving forward.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough. And then up front we had two players never started. We have Roberts in the team so far. It's a Whisper never started, and Colin Anderson. All right, so those are the ones. We have some for comments here. Let me just go through it. So King J says until now I don't see a true CDM Jamaica and that's the issue. I think they have brought in a lot of CDMs, so you have to just wait. Top Striker says Anglin is better than Splatt. Hallgrimsson just wanted to see Splatt. I don't believe Anglin is better than Splatt. Just like people would say. Hello, Big Boss. How you doing?
What about JD?
But they're about to try pick the final 2 year for the man them can say
Yeah.
them players them, you know? Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Big up Pastor and Jason.
Heal the man, heal the man, heal the man.
Sure. He's sideways eating food. He doesn't know
He
who he's
missing,
dealing
man.
with, you know. I just leave him because I am dealing with professionalism, but don't worry yourself. He's gonna get fired soon. Don't worry yourself, man. I just make it slide.
But me,
This guy have an age
Pastor say
limit.
something.
Only
Oh,
young
well,
people
me
can
not
come in
understand
this guy, I
what he
think.
mean. He say, so my player didn't depend on last parados. Me don't know what parados mean. Me understand it, man. But
All right. Just to clarify that, this is your last opportunity to put up or shut up. And it doesn't matter who their fan base is made up of. This is it. You do it now. Make your claims now.
that's all, man. But JD, me don't like to see Tyler Roberts get a run out.
Tyler Roberts, I think he's gonna get his run out, man. I think he's gonna prove.
Yeah, man. More I'm thinking get a run out.
I think he's gonna prove.
Me think the player they have something at JD. But we other people are overlooking, but me think he have something. So more I think get a run out. That's the way he can do.
I think Tyler Roberts is gonna be the package that nobody expected. Like he's gonna be one that might shock us all, and I'm not gonna say, but might shock us all in the next game, and we have to start to ask question if we need to call him back. You know? Yes, I think
Yeah, man.
he's a different player, man. You know?
JD, to help him shock all of you because he will not shock me. I would love to see the coach put Lembikisa on the right side. So Tyler Roberts don't have to come that deep. And every time when Tyler Roberts need somebody to lay the ball off on and break, Lembikisa will be there. I want to see that blend and kill Trinidad tomorrow.
All right. I am trying to avoid those arguments. You know? I'm just trying to avoid those arguments of the killing Trinidad and beating them up and slapping them up because
The Trinidadian coach is a product of the rivalry between Jamaica and Trinidad. There is no sane football fan in Jamaica that thinks Trinidad is playing no friendly international. Trinidad is playing for keeps. Trinidad and Jamaica now played no friendly international. I never see that from the day I born.
whatsoever call, you know. Weren't we the one telling to people we're gonna slap them up and all sort of thing? So I don't think the man would react any other way. No, we literally said that we talk, so we are slap them up, you know. So they said that's what they use as their motivation. So why are we fighting them now? Say, see now, you know what we're good at, Jason and Neil, we're good at picking strawman arguments. And then when it comes around on us now, we want to war the people. Like the people, I mean, come pick a war with we first, you know.
JD, if Jamaica is going to be a future man, and the Trinidadian never talk about Jamaica like how the Jamaican was talking about Trinidad the other day, everybody would have been.
Hello.
Yeah, the mic. Neil, talk up in there, Mike, please.
No, I was saying like the other day, if it was Jamaica, got Trinidad go play a match, and the Trinidadian them was talking about Jamaica like how the Jamaican them was talking about Trinidad, everybody would have been. See? And I don't hear Trinidad coach saying nothing wrong, because the people are talking about the team like the team are trash. We're going to give them 7-0, them are a body, then have no lead, all kind of thing. So, what me I say, if people are talking about Trinidad and have no league, but they have the team in training for a long time because we follow them on YouTube. It's a team when we already follow long time. So all of them 7-0 talk, 4-0, 5-0. I know not like that wasn't going on.
Yeah. So
you understand? So because remember, you know, you match with Panama, I see him, so everybody is going to talk to you. Crash Panama. You understand? I mean, so never time so. You understand? So me tell you about that. But really, to how people let me talk about Trinidad the other day, you don't think that Trinidad are KC and Jamaica Brazil.
I'm here. I heard a man said, but JD, why were we talking about Trinidad like that when that's where we got our license for all of our coaches?
I don't say, you understand?
I could.
Me want to know if everybody all right. So we are learning from Trinidad now because we are them a box the ball and I move in a space. I really that's how we need to learn.
No, but so I could not. And he said, but why were we this like that? And the Trinidad pick up all our players to go to Trinidad, our coaches to go to Trinidad. I said, I don't know, it looks like
JD, the only thing off with what you're saying, is that you're saying we are picking a war. The war between Trinidad and Jamaica will never cease. This is like the Gaza Strip.
Hold on. Them play football. We go learn off their license, but they play football. So why we can't get a team and play football like them? You know? And that's the problem now. We don't see no nice coach and we come up with the license and play like them.
How are we going to get the trophy ticket? You understand? And the license and trophy ticket. But when me has to say, JD, me don't like the people that just respect other team and a Jamaica alone a play. You understand? Nobody now can lie down and make Jamaica run over them. So we have to understand say that team come out and they want to play. So because me know for a fact say if we just got Trinidad go play a match and we listen to stream and we hear them talk about Jamaica like Jamaica garbage, you understand? Trinidad come away 7-0, everybody would have cost.
Because we read the article earlier, and the guys are so respectful to Jamaica, saying that yes, they have this and they have that and this and that, and it's a very good win because such and such, even though people said
JD, stop, no go so. Angus Eve was very coy, skillfully using the English language to use an analogy of what he did. Listen, JD, his use of the language, don't get me wrong, his use of the language was perfectly lined. However, Angus Eve while he didn't have the laugh on his face, the big grin on his face, inside he was rolling because that is why they labeled the itemized all of our top players and our world-class coach and everything. And then he spoke to the limited Trinidad that beat the team 50 places ahead of them. He literally kicked with Jamaica bucket of milk.
Okay, Pastor. Well, I just want them to sound decent. So even if they're disrespecting us, we want them to sound decent.
No, he was very decent. You have to give them that. They were very decent. They very not disrespectful at all. Very decent. You have to credit them that. It was well done.
Yes, they disrespecting us, but I like the fact that they sound decent doing it. All right? Yes. Yes.
And I have to agree.
But JD, where was the disrespect though?
They're saying because he's hyping up saying they have Ravel Morrison be English players and they have a world-class manager and they still got the win. So the fact that the guys is putting out all of that.
I
read it and I never heard one disrespect, But them say, but Miracle said the same thing. The Jamaican Guna said the same thing. This way. It's like we just pick an imaginary one.
No. JD, pause. I pause for the cause, JD.
Mm-hmm.
I pause for the cause. I want to say something. The English language is a dangerous weapon. And for a lot of the viewers who I sometimes use some nice words that they do not understand. understand the context in which the Trinidadian coach spoke.
Stop it, Pastor. You love to talk about the English language, Pastor. Every other language, no, English language is not even the most expressive language, Pastor. So why are you acting like that?
But JD, I cannot speak about the language in Denmark or wherever. I am not studied in that language, JD. So it is not that I'm saying the English language is the best language or the most expressive language. I am speaking about what I know. I don't know French and those things. I don't know.
You act like our English language alone exists.
No, English language alone mean no. I don't speak fluent Greek, Hebrew, Syriac, and Aramaic. The languages of the Bible. I know English, so that's what I speak about. Suffice it to say, it was not the words that were disrespectful, but the storyline of Jamaica Trinidad and the context in which he itemized things. He was literally beating Jamaica and all the fans who spoke about these big scores that Trinidad was going to get and the nothingness of Trinidad because they don't have an active league. He was literally repaying them, itemizing the instances. He was flogging Jamaica. You ask any orator, JD, and they would give you the same instruction that this is what he did. But he did it in a very responsible way. He literally said, who have eggs on your face right now? Because we who were touting how well we were going to do are the ones that ended up with a loss. We are the ones with everything on our faces.
Okay, go ahead, Jason and Neil, because Pastor take over your time. Yes, you spend as long as you want.
Neil, before you go, let me just ask Pastor a question, or tell him something, or try to tell him something. Now, Pastor, you come on here a lot of times, and you say you're speaking truths, some that are hard to swallow at times. It seems like what Steve is saying is a truth that you don't want to swallow now, and you want to turn it into all kind of other things, that if using language and all this. The man literally state a bunch of facts. Well, we're ranked 60 times higher. We got players from overseas, regardless of their age, they're higher ranked than the players that Trinidad brought. So I don't understand, like, how is it even remotely seen as disrespect?
All right, here's what. The only thing bad with what you said is that I don't accept this truth. I totally agree with Angus Eve and how he packaged it. I totally agree with him. We deserved it for all that we did.
Pastor, I'm trying to do something. Mr. District, if you want to come on, because we would like to hear from a Trinidad side. So if you want to come on, I could drop a link and you could press the link and come on and educate us on your team. Would you do that? Let me know. All right? Because we have Pastor here and Pastor different, you know? Yes. But he has been better today. So let me give him credit. Yes. So District, let me know if you want to come on. Yeah, go ahead, Neil.
I never heard of disrespect from the man. I think the disrespect was coming from the Jamaican side. And the man them beat with. We're going to go choke up. I'll pull off and come.
Not hearing Neil so well.
Neil, talk up the phone.
Alright, hold on.
Yeah, you're good now. Neil. You're good now.
I never hear the disrespect from the Trinidad. I hear the disrespect coming more from the Jamaican side. I'm a Jamaican, I'm a tell you that. And the man them beat with. We have to do. I put a little team. 17 will be them 7 nil. We little team. We say Trinidad not good. And we are going to run over them. So all we have to do now, go in a river, go choke up and cool off and come back again. Because DNA, I had tell people, you better we cool yourself and respect other teams and just go with the flow. Every team come to Jamaica. When you play them come from England, everybody say we are going to kill every team. Brother, not go so. Not go so. It's better we just watch the team and play some football. I didn't know what them do. When that happens now, and they hype up the team and the team lose, now we start cost everybody.
Yeah,
because
our own false pride, we focus on the team and then we come back and beat the team as if like the man them do nothing wrong. The man them go out there and try to learn. But before we go anywhere, guys, we need to pick the next two players, the next two forward players in the team. before that I can finish it and put it on the screen and we'll continue the conversation. Guys, we have 220 people here. We must can get the likes to 200 because that's how it helps the algorithm, and that's what helps us, because we don't ask you for money. We don't ask you guys for nothing more than just hit the like button. That's all we ask for. So get it to 200 so we know that it's above the algorithm. That's all. Just put it to 200. It takes no time to do that. All right. Yes, so let's get it. So let me vote for the two forward players. Then, yeah, Neil, finish up, and Jason, may I get some feedback? No, yeah, go ahead, Neil, finish up a point, big boss. So who?
Yes, man. Now we have to just cool off and just respect other teams. You understand?
Yes.
Put in a bigger another team. You understand?
Yes. And
because if you look, Trinidad, all right. Me I watch Trinidad play St. Martin, they play Bermuda, they play some small team. But get in the camp and they play against some team. We don't play against nobody, but we go down, we say we are going to dominate them 7-0 because we have Omari Hutchinson and Lembisika. Because I bet you, if we never get a player from England, nobody would say we are going to beat Trinidad 7-0.
Yeah, you know, that's the next argument. We don't give the players them credit, and I think it's because of those players came in while we thought that we are going to win 7-0. It's not because if we had a full local team and nobody believed that we are going to go out and win no game. You know, people would say that they are going to be looking at who can play good. I truly think it's because of all of the few Ravel Morrison coming in, and then the other local guy, the other overseas guys. And I think that's where the expectation shoot through the roof. Yes,
but
you're correct, Neil. You're correct, Neil.
I hear people go as far as saying that could bad mind whisper. We don't know what kind of foolish is that. I don't know how we come up with that kind of argument, yeah? You understand? Because if you are disrespect a man team, so why a man can come back and say something if he beat you? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
If he beat you, so you have to go in your car and cool because you hype up yourself and the man then dust you out. You understand? So we have to wheel and come again. But me feel like Jamaica go play a better match tomorrow. You understand?
Yes.
And Trinidad will play better too because we're going to play a better field. So we have to just watch the match. The coach said we look for some player. We don't know what is big thing about winning and things, but we're supposed to beat Trinidad because Trinidad not really up there.
So after all of that, what you say, you're still turning on top, but we're supposed to beat Trinidad.
Because we have Omari Hutchinson now, we have Whisper. You understand? So we're supposed to dominate. Trinidad now Whisper, it's what they are Whisper. Other man say, can't play them one Whisper. Other man say, Trinidad got bad mind in Jamaica. I don't know how Jamaican can call people bad mind. So. See?
They need to take one for no one. If nobody no bad mind like Jamaica.
Yeah, man. Don't pick up on the same, man.
All right, yeah, man. Because I want to pick these two players. All right, so guys, the two strikers that you would want to let me vote in here. We have 229 people. Let me vote, and when the vote comes up, we will put in the best the players them. All right. So when the vote comes up, I'm gonna pick a poll. I'm gonna pick a poll, and I'm gonna pick all of the strikers them, and you vote who you want to put in it. All right. Now I'm gonna make a poll, so you don't have to worry. The poll will be here.
Could you identify the two that did not play, JD?
Stuart and Fletcher played. They started. Whisper and Anderson never started, none at all. All right. So I'm gonna just put two pairs. So I'm gonna put Whisper, Anderson, and Fletcher and Stuart. All right. Yes. So we will check it up and calculate it in the end. All right. So we put the four strikers then, and then you guys the who get the two top vote.
Okay, the top two vote. Okay.
What strikers should
start? So JD, there's four strikers. So yes. the four pairing from the pool.
Yes. No, we're gonna just do four. We're gonna just take the two on them. So Whisper. No. Oh, all right. Oh my God! All right. So Whisper and Anderson. Whisper and Anderson. All right. Then we have Fletcher. Fletcher.
And Stuart.
And Stuart.
And you can mix them up. Whisper, yes. Fletcher, Stuart, or Anderson, you know.
Yes.
Let's put four variations.
Yes. Yes. So Stuart,
I make sure you put Whisper in all of them.
And
Because
Whisper.
world war.
No, I'm gonna put Whisper in two, and then we put Fletcher and Anderson. All right. So Whisper got two. So that I think that is good. Fletcher and Anderson. So people will have to vote. So once Whisper is in one of them, it's good. So Whisper is
Don't be disingenuous. Whisper in all four.
Oh no, Whisper and Anderson and Whisper and Stewart. Yeah, so that is good enough. So Fletcher and Anderson and Fletcher and Stewart. And that is good enough. That is good enough. So that's the poll, guys. So that will determine at the end of closer to the end of the video, what the starting 11 will be. All right. Yeah. All right. With the first 15 minutes we are going to use, and then we are going to put in the players the minutes. All right. Yes. So just vote at the top, guys. Vote at the top. We just made a poll. So once it finishes after 15 minutes, we'll put those guys in. JD, these calls is not smart. You call you not funny. Okay, well, okay. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. All right. Yes. So we have Jamaican Guna here. Jamaican Guna, good afternoon. What are you saying towards the conversation? What you saw so far that you want to add yourself in? You know? No, listen to me, Tariq. The coach, you have to listen to what the coach said. The coach said he's gonna ring in the changes. So that's why we even talking about Whisper starting. You understand me? Because we would not be sure if Whisper starting, but because he said he wants to see more of the players them more, and he wants to ring in the changes. I want to think that Whisper would have started. So that's why we put the polls on the players, all right? Because we were doing a mixture of the people that can guide the next person. So Whisper is a young player, so more likely you have to match him with maybe an older player or something, because we put in Morris now, we put in Mariapa in the team. You get me, with other young players. So that's why. And Busy looks like he's injured, so that's why we put Walker in it for now. All right? Yes, and then after we will do it, all right? Yeah, man. I was injured, Tariq. So good afternoon, Mr. Jamaican Guna. What say you, my brother?
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. JD, sir. Blessed night or morning to you, to the pastor, and to Jason Guna and the previous guests, Tennessee, and all of the fam in the chat. Good day, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, anywhere across the world you may be broadcasting. Just wanted to contribute my opinion on a few things. And Pastor, I will consider Pastor one of my internet friends, but you know, some love most time, right? But I think Pastor was 1000% correct when he said that Trinidad does not see this as a friendly international. And the coach was basically mustering Jamaica. And if people are saying, oh, he was talking positive or not, then they're being naive. There's no other way to put it. The man give it one of the team name, Abe. That the man give it. So who not see that? No, as the pastor said, no understand. And it's not saying you're stupid or you don't. It's just that maybe you're speaking in a language or fly over your head or drop on your foot bottom. But he did boop in our head side and tell you point blank, Abe. Because what he said is that you brought in a lot of imported players. You brought in English league players from Wolves and big players from DC and way. And we use a local-based squad of Trinidadians who are not connected to any big clubs globally, who are not playing in a league right now or active in a league, and we beat them. Basically that the man said. So the man said, Abe. That's what the man said. So no matter how sugarcoat it, that the man said. So what Jamaica has to come out tomorrow and do, I'll book them back in the head side. That is just it.
Okay.
Yes.
They can't walk like them. If you go Trinidad is complete rival with Jamaica.
Go ahead, Jason. Go ahead. You're saying something to the Jamaican Guna. Go ahead.
Yes, I was saying that the Abe hurts. That's why we want to say disrespect. No man literally talk fact. Say me use me little DBD and beat you, right? And it's a fact. It is a fact. Change the fact. Look at the team that they brought and look at our team. You don't think our players are highly rated more in the world? Higher market values and everything.
If it was team, would have played at the World Cup. Jason, if it was team, Jamaica would have played at the World Cup. We have a better team than Panama. We have a better team than Costa Rica. Team is not it. It's not it. Something is going on where we're not about a team. In terms of players versus players, we have better players globally than Panama did and than Costa Rica did. No doubt. Right? So we're not talking about that. We have better players in higher ranking positions more than these players. So we're not talking about that. We need to work on something else is going on here. You know? But it's Abe the man give it. And we have to understand that. So what Jamaica has to do tomorrow is to go out there and six them. I'm not afraid to say that. Them have to go out there and prove. So listen me. You might have beaten us because on any day our side can lose. Bournemouth beat Liverpool. Liverpool 7, Manchester United last week, and this week Bournemouth today waiting at the end part of the book them at the mid side. So that's you know,
but the Liverpool man take offense to that comment. I'm just say, yo, that's reality. We're better than them. We should have beat them. So we don't understand how we can as Jamaicans all agree that we're better than them, and now that the coach come out and tell we say we better than them and beat we walk across the coast that truth. And I say,
no, my statement at no time was in any way negative towards Trinidad's coach Angus Eve. I totally appreciated what he said and how he said it. Speaks to the intelligence of the coach and his adaptation to media, operating within the media sphere. He was very intelligent in how he packaged it. So I loved what he did, but I did not. I am careful to point out that as disrespectful and disparaging as our pre-game statements were, him literally. Abe is putting it in the Jamaican term that the same disrespect that we meted out to him pre-game show, he kicked us back with it. Him kicked our bucket of milk. That don't mean I had anything bad about what Eve said. I totally appreciated it. This is the sports forum. This is where you settle your differences. Me go and let me bad you up, and then you manage to beat me. So you have the last laugh. That's a disrespect to me. But I have totally appreciated what he did.
Okay. So
100%.
With all that anger, so and the coach said he's gonna ring in the changes. So would you? How can we agree with what this coach saying and then taking this rivalry to the next level, Jason? That is the biggest problem now. Because the man say I'm ringing the changes, you know. So that means that you're gonna see some more unstable starting and stuff. You get me? Because he wants to see players. So we're gonna stomach it if them beat you again. If them beat you again, we're gonna stomach it. Kind of look at this, I go down well.
JD, let me tell you. Okay, go ahead, Guna, since you start.
We are the better team. I don't know what the coach could have said if we lose, and the fans would have be okay with it. Because me not think the man, regardless of how coy he was using language and all these other things, the man never said nothing that is not the truth in his statement. Nothing at all. So I just don't understand why we even make this a topic.
No,
it don't make sense to me.
But Jason, I'm just asking, and now we know that the fans are fired up. With the coach out here saying he's gonna ring in the changes and we are trying to pick a squad for the next one. So what if we don't win? Because more likely we are gonna start off slow again because it's new players coming in. So we have to work on things to get adjusted. It like the first half, which I thought that was a part of our problem. So what would happen if we still lose the next game? Because we have to put that in, you know. Because we are realistic. You know? So what if we lose the next game? All the fans are gonna take it when him already tell we that the result does not matter. That's what we put it here because that's what Mr. Hallgrimsson says. He wants to win the game, but that's not the main importance. He's trying to get to see us all of these players, but the fans are taking it serious. So you think he's gonna damage like some of the fans them going to Reggae Boyz game? Or you think we have to just sell them more to make what he's doing?
Yeah. You had asked me the question. You had asked me the question earlier about
just the answer, but go ahead, Pastor. Just listen to the other man and Pastor. So them can answer. More time. Look, I can't hear me because Jason was talking. So me do want Jason.
No, I didn't hear Jason come in at all.
Okay. All right.
No, you had asked me the question earlier about supporting the coach, and I answered it that way. The coach said two things instructive for us. One, no coach wants to lose. The difference with Hallgrimsson and let's say his opposing number is that Eve is entrenched already in the Trinidadian culture. You cannot fault Hallgrimsson for his plan when his plan has not failed. Because if we are seeing players that could possibly make it to the Nations League team, I believe that the coach is seeing more than we are seeing, because it is he who has a plan for Nations League. And when he spoke about us in Nation League, this was his, and I'm going to quote him, when we beat Mexico. He didn't say if we beat Mexico. He said when we beat Mexico, and he went on to clarify what he was doing. So the coach has a plan that he believes can go. Now, losing these two games is not a hindrance to his plan, though he does not want to lose any game. And he was very clear in that. He don't want to lose any game. However, he would not mind losing these two games and be fully equipped to beat Mexico in Mexico. And for that, I am saying the fans need to pay attention to what the coach is saying and judge him by the execution of the plans that he has placed before us. Because so far, even though we lost that game, and I like the fact that the coach didn't make any apologies in his post-game interview. He spoke to the issues as they happened, as all of us who watched the game. I didn't watch it live, but I made sure I took the opportunity to watch it, the delayed, the rebroadcast. And so I am in full support of the coach, even if we lose tomorrow, which by God, I hope we don't. But I don't think the fans should chastise him or fault him because he has laid out his plans. So judge him by his plans.
Okay. Jason, go ahead, Jason. And then we'll bring Jamaica and go now.
Yeah, I always start going into these friendlies that it was going to be tough for the coach because he keeps saying, you know, he wants to see as many players as possible, right? And one of the main issues that Jamaica has been having through the cycle that we just failed to get through was the lack of continuity in the team and the players not being able to gel. So knowing all of those factors and knowing that his main goal for these two games was to see all the players possible, we should have always gone into this with tempered expectations as far as the result. Because even though he doesn't want to lose, he thinks that it's more important that he gets to see the most amount of players possible before we reach to the Gold Cup to see if he can actually use them at these bigger competitions. So we just do a very good job of listening and you know, dissecting the information, because all of us should have understood that the 7 loves and the 6 loves and the 5 loves that we think we can do to Trinidad, we're going to be very hard to achieve based on the coach's objective for these two games. So that's what we need to remember.
Agreed.
Okay, all right. So, Jamaica Guna, what say you, Big Boss? Because obviously,
well, you know, what may I say is we have to bear in mind, as Jason just said, we have to listen to the coach, and we have to know where we're at in the campaign as well. I think we're at a stage now where we're developing. He's trying to develop a style. He's trying to give instructions and see who follow the instructions accurately. And I think that is basically what he's looking at. He's not. He hopes that at the end of the day they can finish off the chances. You can't say chances weren't created. So I think now he's trying to implement a philosophy, and he's hoping that he's looking at the philosophy now and he's doing it in training, and he's using these games as ways to work out the philosophy, how he would like to see the team play. So it's early days yet. It's his first match. So let's give him some time and let him work on his philosophy. Every coach that come in and they try to implement a philosophy which is different from the one that was previously there, this is a problem. When Klopp just came to Liverpool, same thing. When Pep came to Manchester City, same thing. You know, so when they come, they have to implement their system, their way of playing, how they want the players them to move, or they want the wing back them to do. Either they want them to come inverted, or they want them to go down the flank and square, or they want the midfielders them to interact. Do they want triangles? Do they want squares? For press, you know, it's just different ways. So once, you know, the players are going to buy into it, but it takes time. So the results is not the most important thing at this point in time. It's just for bragging rights. So in reality, I would want Jamaica win tomorrow. I think Jamaica is going to win tomorrow by probably about three goals. Hopefully, we don't have high scoring teams usually. So I'm hoping that we can probably squeeze in 1 or 2 goals and win the match just for bragging purposes. But what is more important is that I would like to see how the team plays, and I would like to see the Hallgrimsson philosophy. You know, I would like to see where he's going with it. You know, the style of play that he wants. I would like to. So hopefully, I will see a better showing of his philosophy tomorrow.
Okay, fair enough.
JD, you know, Guna said something a while ago that I have seen Hallgrimsson in charge of 3 games now. And if I am to pick up anything, the kind of classification that we have on Hallgrimsson, where he's more of a defensive structured coach. Hallgrimsson has not put one team on the field yet that is supposed to play defensive. The team is supposed to move as a unit going forward or backward. And so that team gives you the option of having 4 to 6 goal scorers in any game. Look at all the games that he has managed so far, the 3 games he has managed so far, and listen to the interviews. We did not play together enough. We were not together in certain sections enough. And this coach, while he came with a defensive classification, may not see the defensive natured coach yet. This is a fully structured coach where he's defending with 11 players, with 10 players and a goalkeeper, and attacking with 10 players, so to speak.
Okay, fair enough. Let me get some comments. These formation basically the same. Yes, it's the same formation, but because he said he's gonna ring in the changes, I wanted to just make sure we can give the changes. Jamaica will struggle to beat Trinidad team. I saw play the other day. Okay, fair enough, because we already know that they're gonna be up for it and stuff, and we talked about that. Kick the ball at at the net a lot more Jamaica. All right, and we have Ian says Anderson and Roberts as striker, but because we were listening to what the coach said, that's why we put up those things. Yes, but Roberts is on the field already as a right midfielder, which I think he will execute better than a Whisper. So that's why we put him there. You get me? We don't deserve this coach. We ungrateful. I think we are having a good conversation. First responder. If the coach give instructions and the players can't do them, who is to be blamed? The coach have a role and the players have a role, so can't blame the coach alone. I would agree with that 1000%. All right. Yes, people definitely hit the like button. We should not, if we're already 2.5 hours, so we should not be asking for 200. We should be going for 250 likes. So if we don't like what we're doing and we want it 3 hours, we need the like button. It's free. You get me? It's definitely free. And subscribe. Get us to 5,000 on this channel. And remember, we have the Imaxit channel as well. So you could subscribe over there. You will see more Trinidad content over there. United States 80, Suriname, and all of those contents. All right. So that's all we know about the other teams, because we have to go and watch the other teams as well. Tomorrow we might be doing 80 as well, as well as Jamaica. So look out for those things as well, guys. All right. Yes. Pim said, "I am happy for the TNT win. However, I'm afraid for them suffering a heavy loss tomorrow if they aren't careful. We don't long-term solid team I can rely on. But remember, at the end of the day, it's not our main team. It's a team comprised of majority local-based team." All right, and we have to talk the truth. The truth is we are not highly ranked in the local department. I had this on my phone. Let me put it up to show you where we are ranked in the local department. I think the reason why we brought up this big metric of we have to win the games as well, because I think if it was a full local team, I think it would be equal to Trinidad. It would have been equal to Trinidad, even though we have international players like King in it. It would have been equal to Trinidad because majority of these other guys from Trinidad team played at good enough level. You get me? So it would have been anybody could have win any one of the legs. I just believe that we brought in Ravel Morrison and then the other guys and that's what took us over the top. That everyone expect us to win. All right. So I'm bringing this up now. I'm going to tell you where Jamaica ranks in the Concacaf, and this is last year Concacaf ranking. All right, so Jamaica ranks 13 in the Concacaf ranking, and Trinidad rank 18th. So Trinidad, that's not playing any football for 2 years, still ranked 18th, and Jamaica ranked 13th in the region in club football. All right, so I don't think it's so much of a big difference of a massive domination. It's not like that. You understand me? It's just the other players them that we brought in mixed with the Mariapa, no, with the King and the Topi, that we know played international football. It kind of raised our standards, so that's why. So pimp the ride. I don't think it should be this. Oh, Jamaica have to beat the team. No, I don't believe so. I think it's a fairly balanced team. He's looking at the players. The players are young. They don't know much about Jamaica team. So that makes the level playing field. You guys were training for 7 months. So obviously you guys know more about your team than what Jamaica knows. Jamaica was training for not even 7 days. Jason, not even 7 days, and they are training for 7 months. You understand me? So it's different. So I think it's a balanced game, man. It's a balanced game, guys. We should not be out here saying that one team is over the dominant. Because when we do that now and Jamaica don't win, we put more pressure on the guys and for no reason. You know, that's what I have to say still. So what say you?
So JD,
yeah, what say Jason?
I hear the point about the train for 7 days and train for 7 months or whatever the case is, right? But one thing that I think we're missing in that, like, yeah, the guys didn't get to train together, but there's also disadvantages to how Trinidad came in. If you look at the second half, I would say at some point, every single player that played for Trinidad fell on the ground with cramp.
Yeah.
So the benefit they had of playing together, they also had the disadvantage of not being match fit. So everyone on the field was similar to a situation like Ravel right now, not playing football in any games. So how come we didn't talk about that?
Yeah. That is true. That is true. But we had players falling down as well. Our defensive midfielder played a few games, or he never fell down and came off the pitch.
Harvey.
Yeah, what
Halloween Harvey was having some issues. I don't know what happened, but I know in this Mount Pleasant season, he has been in and out with injuries.
Okay, well, he seems like he was struggling with the pace as well. So he's both teams were struggling with the pace. So I wouldn't say that it's no advantage. I think when we hype up the team like this, we'll put more pressure on them in the end to beat them. You know, that's all I think is the problem here, you know? And I want to say it's a fair level playing field. We don't have no chemistry. We don't have no familiarity, none whatsoever. And we're just going into a game. Because the man them that we're expecting to be the big shot, they don't know the rest of the players them. You understand me? So we are strangers on a pitch, like a pickup team, and against a team that maybe not as talented, but they have the background, Jason. Maybe they are not as fit, match fit and match sharp as these guys because they are not playing match. But that's what make it a more balanced. Jason, look, they have the passing ability to pass around us, right? And they have the familiarity with their team. So even if they are not as fit, they still find ways to be okay enough to cause us problems over and over and over and over, you know?
JD.
Yeah. Look, the principles of passing and moving, I just can't accept that can only happen if a team trains 7 months together. Because remember, the other day you brought out a video from the 1980s.
Yes.
When the man them said them put a team together for 2 hours. and them go on the field and pass rings around.
I knew that
So
that video would have haunted me. It would have came back to haunt me, to be honest, you know?
yes, because that basically debunk what you just said.
Yes, but I'm just saying it debunked what I am saying. But remember, we have to factor in that we have JPL players in the team. And we don't think they're at that same level. You understand me? So that kind of go back into what I was saying. You get me, Jason? We have to be honest to ourselves.
Yeah, so based on the base level of knowledge,
yes,
certain players would require more time together to look like they know how to play together.
Because the Trinidad players them have more footballing knowledge than the JPL players them. The JPL players they might be big and fast and stronger, but
is there an explanation for that, JD?
Of course.
How is that? Why is that?
Yes.
Yes. Are the players are
because
like what is it?
Yes, so we are going to Trinidad to get the license. It simply means all of them are learn. Them coaches are much more certified than us and teach their players way better than us. We are in most of us.
I'm gonna see if he's an A license coach, correct?
I don't know, but I'm telling you that he's gonna have a higher license than every one of the man in a JPL. If not all. You understand me? So, and I never check nothing. So you can go and check it yourself. I have not checked nothing. But the fact that we have to go to settle our country's lack of license, we have to go to Trinidad. I assume that everybody there would have a higher license than us. You get me?
But JD, even so, I don't believe Eve's license is Trinidadian either. I think he have a license outside of Trinidad.
Yeah, we know that. But remember, the license, the courses that they're learning in Trinidad should be higher than the actual Trinidad level. I think it's European.
Yeah.
So we know that. So that's the reason. That's the reason why we are saying that even though we have these hyper players that we said they can just go on every pitch and play, which all of them turn up and you see something from them that you know that they're good enough to be on the pitch. You understand? You all saw that at one instant. When we see Lembikisa, he looked like he's better than everybody. When we see Hutchinson, he looks like he's better than everybody. From Ravel, from time to time, Splatt came in, he did his thing. So when we see them and they have quality, it explains what the guy in 85, John Barnes and those guys were saying. When you see good players, you know that they're good, even if their team ain't winning, because it's a 11-man thing. You understand me? It's not a one-man thing. So that's a big difference. So Jason, I'm just saying it's a combination. I understand that I said that about the 85, which is a fact. But remember, the 85 was talking about two different sets of players, Jason. And we have two different sets of players on the field. So now you're getting the combination of what he was maybe questioning at the time. So what say you on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
JD. No. The point is a good one because the you have to factor in the knowledge base that the players come with. That pickup team that was there and playing some great football in 1 hour after training and seeing each other for 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Those people were coming from a higher level of education.
Yes, and they were coming from an even higher level.
They can speak the same language a lot faster, even without training. You understand?
Yeah. So
I get your point as well in terms of that.
So that's why I said don't pressure the coach or anything. I had one said, JD, is there any rule that the team has to have Jamaican born players? Can we have a team of only foreign born? Yes, man. You have Suriname. At times it was up to 90% of the players them are foreign born players are playing overseas. So you can have a full team of overseas born players just the same. No problem.
Look at the World Cup. Look at the World Cup semi-finalists.
Yes, Morocco and those teams did it, and a lot of teams doing it. But I do believe that it's gonna be hard. It's an ingrained rule inside Jamaica. It's an ingrained rule inside Jamaica that you won't have that full team. And obviously not an ingrained rule only because you have Blake and you have Bailey, which are good. They are good players. You understand me? you still could have teams that could rival even barely making national team. That's how good Jamaica team could be. But those players are not in Jamaica, so Bailey would still remain in his spot firmly as maybe a starter at all times. And Blake, I think, will still remain in his spot as a starter at all times, but only if we bring in everybody, those players could be threatened. So I think it will not have a full overseas-based team. At least Bailey and Blake would make the team at all times. That's what I think. But you could see a team that a majority of the overseas guys them with Bailey and maybe a other also. Because you have Whisper coming, so maybe you have a other that can challenge for a spot or something. You have Shamar, we have Shamar as well, so don't forget Shamar. Shamar is a good player and can compete from time to time. Yeah.
Jerry.
Okay, go ahead, Pastor.
Because of the overseas-born, Jamaican-born dynamics, oftentimes we leave out Daniel Johnson because he doesn't live in Jamaica, but he's also Jamaican-born. So even inside the diaspora, there are Jamaican-born players who, if we call in the best available players to us, would impact the number of a totally overseas-born player team, because there are two other young ones that are playing overseas, two that have left Jamaica at an early age. They were born in Jamaica, but they are no longer on the island, that could very much challenge for places in the squad, if not in our starting 11. I've said that to say something very sad. You know, a lot of the people who hype up the team that we would give Trinidad 6s and 7s and we would dismantle Trinidad. It pains my heart to say this, but I see it in hearing. I heard a comment from a fan in the stand when they were demanding Whisper to come on the field. They literally hype up this team so that if we fail to give a good representation of ourselves against Trinidad, they can say, see, that the foreign man them no good. It is sad, JD, but the reality is, I heard one person on one platform say, Splatt no good, none at all. And that is from the game that he against Trinidad. Now, the same person who would say Splatt is not good did not make reference to the 5 times I saw when Splatt was on the field that King is trying to play cricket shots with the football by passing the wing back and the lower midfielders totally. And you would ask yourself in a constructive manner, how is it that we're able to find things when we go nitpicking to destroy a player because he is not from our circle, but we fail to see the magnified things in the player from our circle that is crippling to the team that we are hoping can win? Because I kid you not, the pressure that King created with the, and I don't call those passes, with kicking the ball out, just kicking away the ball, is one of the major reasons why our backline ended up on a flat line. Because when Mariapa came back to close down, he ended up being flat with everybody else because King kicked with the ball. And these things we fail to look at. And I kid you not, I guarantee you that if we don't beat Trinidad tomorrow, you're going to hear, especially if the coach don't start Whisper and bring him on again, you're going to hear that Whisper is better than all of the English-born or overseas-born players. And if Whisper had started, we would have stood a better chance if we would not have walked to Trinidad. Because that was the case at Jamaica versus Panama at the National Stadium with the team primarily made up of English or overseas born players. It is a sickness within our Jamaican society that in the footballing arena, we literally need to have it surgically removed.
All right, thank you for that, Pastor. And Jamaican Guna, because we want to shut off at the 3 hour mark because yeah, we want to shut off. So Jamaican Guna, yeah, Pastor, take over the segment, yeah, and
Yeah, you know, Pastor for preaching. So
I'm gonna have to learn a few things. I will watch back over the show and figure out a few things.
but it what as I said, you know, I think you know, in relation to what the question about the personal comment made, Jamaica culture different, and you know, we didn't everything you have to factor in, you know, the culture. So we have locally, when you're local born and bred and whatever, you have characteristics that are going to be necessary for a team, and when you're born overseas, you have characteristics that are going to be necessary for a team. And I think both of them can help each other, meaning that local born and the overseas born can both help each other. And I hope that we can find that that synergy necessary to have a good team to beat up Mexico, or to go there and give a good account of ourselves. But more importantly, what I'm even looking at instead of this overseas versus local dilemma or situation is I want to see a philosophy coming through from the coach. That is really what I am looking forward to. No one philosophy, me not see it yet. I am hoping that I can see a game in which they say we have to make 45 passes before we pass the ball over before we pass the come out of the second third. I want to hear them say 50 passes before we play the ball forward to the forward.
So why you can't start low? Why you can't start from 20 passes?
Man, I don't know if you know, but while the game was going on, a man started to count passes, and I think he reached about 7, and then he couldn't pass that. So
brother, do you understand that? You know, listen, me. I want this is a challenge. Watch Jamaica Premier League games and count how many passes each team makes before either them kick the ball out in the sky and kick the ball over space, or they make a bad pass, or them lose the ball. Just count how many passes a team makes in the JPL. So when you hear some man gassing up, the man them need to understand that the moment you realize that the man them don't make 5 passes, then that I go
5 to 7 is the top number. Is the top numbers go now? 5 to 7.
Right. I was counting. Remember, watch a couple of matches. I had something I'm gonna do. Me just sit down and I said, I go watch and say. So I'm gonna count 1, 2, 3. Every time they make 5 passes, me take a shot. So make we see how that can go. And at the end of the game, I wasn't drunk. Me, I tell you, the man don't make 5 passes, bro. Just watch any JPL match, and if you see the man make 5 passes, that's a great thing. I've seen it happen twice. I think it was Dumby Holding. I saw it do it, and Mount Pleasant and Cavaliers. But the teams do that, so that matriculate up to the national team, and that's why we're having a problem there. Because the coaches on the local level are not coaching the man them for pass the ball, to keep possession of the ball. If you listen to any coach, I'm saying, if you have the ball, one ball upon the field, one ball. If you have the ball, the other team don't have it. That is it. If you have the ball, the other team don't have it, so them can't hurt you. Because
yeah, Jamaica Guna, your internet chop out. Your internet chop out. The internet chop out. We're not hearing you. We're not hearing you, bossy. We're not hearing you. Let me know if you guys can hear Jamaican Guna, alright? Guys, we need 20 more.
No, he's gone.
Okay, you're gone, Jamaican Guna. 20 more likes on the video so we can pass 200. All right, we are going to stop at the 3 hour mark. It's almost 1 o'clock. Tomorrow, before the game, we will come and do our pre-match setup and everything and give you the information if you're going to be showing the game and stuff. You understand me? Yes, so we will do that. All right, so don't worry yourself. We're not going to leave our fans hanging and stuff. All right, Jamaican Guna, we're not hearing you. So you need to jump out and jump back in. We're not hearing a big boss. We're not hearing at all. Because we don't want to finish the show and finish your point. So somebody text him. Yeah, but I think we clear up this thing. Pastor gave his take, and that's why I like to ask a question. I don't know where Pastor does go into that statement. You get me? Yes. But I never even talked about that none at all. I just said about the players them playing for Jamaica. I said
But
it won't
JD,
happen.
look, but not to cut you, but you have to look at top striker comment. And I find it hilarious that him remember the seven that I'm talking about, and him also remember who end the seven. He make sure point that out.
Okay. Yeah, but I TikTok that, I TikTok that. So I'm gonna say with myself. But
I know. Travis Pessoa done call every name, so he have to come with a fourth name tomorrow, cause we catch the whole of them now.
Clarendon College make 17 to 20 passes, but you have to understand that's Clarendon College and the competition is lower. We're not
That's
from
one team, and that's one team out of 400 teams in Jamaica.
yes, yeah. So we cannot say Clarendon College did it, so Jamaica national team should do it. It's a mentality thing. He has the players in for 5 years. This coach have the players in for 7 days. You understand me? So it's not the same level as before. So that's all I am saying still. That's all I am saying. You get I watch Arnett string together a higher number of passes in the game. Only two lie are not watching the game. I think Jamaican gonna might watch more game than you. Maybe he does not get every game correct, but I think he
I
watches
did
more
not
game.
watch that Arnett game that he's talking about. I have
Arnett name.
started watching a few JPL games.
And top striker, stop saying only two lie because as person say something, attack the conversation and let me just have a good one. Because I thought this video was a good video. Nobody really know over anybody. You understand me? Yes, nobody really know over anybody or nothing. So you know what? I feel like to even end it here because I think we're here too long to not have 200 likes on the video. Yes, so I think it shows the disrespect to what we do here. Yes, because we don't come and ask people for no money or nothing at all. And the fact that you're having more people here than the actual like, I don't respect that. I think that is a disrespect to us, what we're doing. We don't do 50 videos. So when I do something and I don't achieve it at the end, I feel disrespected. You get me? Yes. So just waiting for Jamaican going to come, say his piece, and then I'm pretty much done out of this thing. Yeah. South Korea said Jamaica has been playing for 100 years, JD. We just don't play football by passing. So that's the next thing as well. If we're strong on saying that we are faster than everyone, you don't think that impact the way we play football? That's the last thing I wanted to touch after. You don't think this newfound belief that we are faster than everyone aid our style, because remember Mr. Hallgrimsson come and said he wants to go into our culture. So would that not aid him to more go on to pick formations that can utilize our speed according to the statement of what we are? Because once you want to acclimatize to our culture, we're going to hear that we're big, fast, and strong. So we're going to always trying to activate speed. When in reality, maybe we need to be more activating finesse rather than speed. So what say you on that, Jason? You think that our newfound style and our culture is a bigger problem?
Yeah, I think I don't even know if it's new phone. I mean, this is something that I've been hearing since I was a little youth, that we're big, fast, and stronger than everyone. But what I always say to counter that is the best way to nullify a big, fast, and strong pressing team is to move the damn ball around them, right? And that is what these Central American teams tend to do to us. We chase and we try to impose our strength and everything, but the ball will always move faster than the fastest person. Every time. I don't care how fast you are. You can chase the ball till you're blue in the face. If the man them in position to pass and move and get around you, no matter what amount of speed, you're not going to win the football.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to implement a little more, as you say, finesse in how we think about the game. I don't want to remove our natural attributes. Yes, we are fast players. We are. That's a fact. But at the end of the day, you have to tie that in with actual passing and movement for it to be effective. Because we can't just dribble through the field every time. And that's what ends up being our fallback plan. Right? Everybody say we hold on to the ball too long. Even the coach said, boy, he was saying we're overpassing. But to me, our opportunities when we had final third entries were messed up because we over dribbled. Wasn't necessarily overpassing to me. And that is something that we need to get a grip on as a footballing nation and as a culture of our football. We need to be able to provide more options for the man on the ball, and we need to not be afraid to let go the ball.
On that statement, JD, Trinidad's coach Angus Eve referenced our use of big, fast, and strong. He said we have big, fast, and strong players too. Anytime you have a archaic model or system of belief, it is going to be exposed by everybody who is developing and progressing and advancing. And there is no footballing credible nation that has a single attribute on which it relies. Yes, we're big, fast, and strong. But as Jason just said, the football is moving. How beautiful it would be if we were big, fast, and strong with the footballing education and experience to have the football when we are moving fast and strong. What's the use of being big, fast, and strong without the football? You're not even going to be competitive much more to win a game. And that is the reality. We do not necessarily get to exercise our big, fast, and strongness because we're not playing football as a sport that is advancing and developing. We are left in the dark.
All right. So people keep on saying in the chat, big up yourself, David. Big up yourself, Mr. Michael Sadler. Thanks very much, man. We are trying our best, but we can't beat the time, We have to just keep on working and keep on doing it. So once the time finishes, we're gonna finish, and we TikTok and those people that talk. So we will have everything to show them, Yeah. So yeah, respect. People saying that we're not so big. I agree because I saw we played majority of those countries and we don't look like we're bigger than them, because I honestly believe that the African countries, they are way bigger and faster than us. On a football field, yes. I saw we playing Cameroon. Obviously, I knew that Cameroon was one of the fastest team, because when we saw them in the World Cup, it was incredible. You get me? But they're bigger and they're faster. But I just believe that and that's why I always said, one of the big thing, I know TikTok and those man said we can't afford it, but sending people overseas to do their license, like in Europe, would have always be the way out. You know why? Not because you're going to get the license. What we're short of is experience. Most of our people, David, keep on talking, we know nothing outside our countries, and that's what's failing our coaches them, because we are always taking what we know about our culture to apply with it and not what other people doing. So we don't know about nobody else. This big, fast, and strong thing would have stopped by the local coaches them if they had the experience. I know that if you see my boy, I watched his interview, the one that worked with Schaefer. When he was working with Schaefer, I never had the experience. And then I watched him after, when he went overseas. You know that guy, man. You guys know him, man. What his name? His name, man.
Miguel Coley.
Miguel Coley.
Yes, I watched his interviews before, and then I watch his interview after. You see, when the man start learn, like he starts to see other places and other players, that's why I said that his mentality changed. So you don't hear with the big, fast, and strong statement. He has his bias just the same, but he comes off different because he's seeing different players. You understand me? So that's why I would say stop with this trying to force the local players in the national team talking about they want a job. Make them find a job for educate themselves and improve themselves, because nobody go in the workplace before actually can do the work. And we tend to have that behavior because we are trying to put players in a team and also put coaches in the team because we have a local bias. But that should not be the case, because putting them outside is to let them learn how to be successful useful because you're going to learn about other teams, other human beings in the world aside from ourselves. So our approach would be different because Mr. Moran in the Youth 17, it's solely because of his belief system, you know. Can you know what the man said? Jason, remember, you can remember, remind him what I'm saying, Jason. Oh, we have some big 6'4" players and you know, everybody over 6 foot. What that have to do with football? Please, fans, educate me. What that have to do with football? Everybody over 6 foot. Me not understand.
Absolutely nothing.
Me not understand what that have to do with football. You know? So that's just short. That does beat that just lack.
JD, on that note, look at the disparity between Mariapa and Damian Lowe's height. Look at the disparity between their height. And Mariapa head ball with Damian Lowe can head out.
So then that may I ask, what are 6 foot they have to do with football? When you tell me about everybody at 6 foot, that don't make no sense. Like, what are you trying to tell me? Because I saw we play Japan and nobody from Japan enough 6 foot. Me not understand. Everybody at 2 foot and 4 foot. And I am sure that we had some big players on the next team. So, some big players on our team. And I saw a man literally running through our legs. Pretty much. So that should have showed us that it does not have nothing to do with football. You get me? So we need and all I'm saying, guys, that's why sometimes we cripple our own self, our own pride, sometimes cripple our own self, because when we should have sent these mans out. No, top striker. The reason why we said that, we are talking about the experience of the coaches. The coaches, them need experience, physical experience. Just like how you said when we are doing that license, we have to go at different clubs. Obviously, Belgium have the clubs them that they can send you to do your days them and you cover your hours them, top striker. But Jamaica, we have to send these coaches out if we want them to be a bit better. We have to send them out. We have to send them out to see other places, learn other things. Send them to Costa Rica to see if they can get a job or go and learn in Costa Rica. If you have to pay for them get the experience, because the experience is important. Every one of them coming here and being more educated, but the attitude don't change because they never leaved out. They did their badges here, Lansley. For them, they do the 11 or the 10 day or the 7 day. They come here and do their exercise. So they did not go anywhere. They don't know nothing about nobody else. I want them to physically learn about other people, and then they can be better. You get me? And that's what's stopping most of the coaches them to really take that step up, because that's why they always go back to this big, fast and stronger thing, which don't work. And top striker, that's what we want to take out, because I think when I was actually talking with somebody, that's what they told me. The best way, experience will change the way they think. Because I was confused about this big, fast and strong thing. I was trying to find out if it's some claim. So I'm asking a teacher, what about this big, fast and strong thing? Is it that what happened? I must say the football moved the fastest. So football, big, fast and strong, don't really work. If you look at all of the Asian teams, you realize why they cause so much problems. Because they move the football, they're lighter, and their brain is working pretty much faster than everybody. So they just move through the zones them and cause you all sorts of problem. Asian is one of the lightest region, of players, So why they did so well in the World Cup? It has nothing to do with big, fast, and strong. So I just think that we need the experience, not just the license. We need the experience as well. So these Trinidad license, I don't think it's helping them so much, because they need to go somewhere else and see some other footballers. So after that, we need to send them out. Our best players, them, send them out. To send our best coaches, them, send them out to different places after. Send them out. I think that would have helped Jamaica big time, because they wouldn't be here. So we have to find a way of not keep them here. I will talk to Mr. Speed, and anytime we talk to Mr. Speed, I'm going to ask him about that, because that is something important, because that's what people saying to me. You can't, Belgium and those places have the luxury to keep their coaches in their country and get the experience, because they have everything. Jamaica don't have nothing in a football, so they have to go other places. to learn. You understand me? So that's all I wanted to say on that big, fast, and strong thing, because sometimes I ask questions and I get the answer and I wanted to come and share. So final point, Pastor, what say you? And then Jason says final point. I would have shut off. I will spend 3 hours.
JD, it could not have been more succinctly said than you said it a while ago. The reality is footballing education and the experience to back the education that you have garnered will outlast and outshine any physical attribute that you have or do not have. And that is why the Asian players excel. The football in education plus the experience in football development and how football is being played across the world is good. I'm going to call a name, and I'm not necessarily saying Jeffrey Maxwell is a good coach, but Jeffrey Maxwell, in being a defensive, probably the most defensive coach that the Jamaica League had, got his certification in Brazil. He had experience in Brazil. So in defending, what he did was literally teach the defenders to keep the ball passing between them and pass the ball out rather than kick the ball out. He was the first Jamaican born coach that I literally saw with that kind of methodology. No matter how you spin it, JD, what you just said is what is necessary. If your world is your district, you are not growing, you're not developing until you go outside to see what the real world is. You're not growing. And the fact, I have not heard anybody challenged me saying Jamaica don't have one coach in the first top 250 coaches. When I did a check, JD, Jamaica don't have one coach in the first 400 coaches, top 400 coaches in the world. You know what? You know why? Exactly what you just said. We're not going away. So let me leave it right there. Until we start going somewhere, we're not going to get anywhere.
We're bringing Ian because we remember we just shut off the show and Ian called at the wrong time. So big up, big boss Ian, want to give you a time as normal. So how are you doing, my brother?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, we are here now. We are shut off the show. But think you say we shut off the show, but we know say you once you call you have something to say, so we want to give you a time. So what say you and which one of the matters then, because we chop up a good amount of matters today. So what say you, big boss?
Well, listen, my problem with our local league is essentially that the same old problem of coaching and the field, etc. But if we acknowledge that we have a problem, that'd be very good. But you see, if we keep on hyping our players and not accepting that there are limitations, we will never grow, we'll never develop. Yeah? And that is a problem. And it happens repeatedly, whereby we glorify players that are limited. Yeah, I'm not dissing any other players. You understand? I'm not calling any names. No disrespect to their players. What I'm saying is that many other players, I watched that match against Trinidad, and out of ball movement in general was terrible. Yeah, from our domestic players. Because if you watch JPL games, which I do, it's difficult to see them making 10 consecutive passes. So in the local league itself, they can't pass the ball. So how do they expect to go on international level against better teams and complete passes? And that's what happened in that game. So when I heard persons talking about 7-0 and whatever nil, I was saying, really? Let's see. Yeah? And what is necessary is that the younger generation is coming up, they need to be properly coached to understand football and develop a football IQ, because to play football at a certain level, you must have a footballing IQ. You can't just go out there, kick and run. It doesn't work. So, brother, and there are many persons across the platforms in the chat that should be banned from even commenting, in my humble opinion, because they're helping to destroy our football.
Okay.
And there's even some bloggers that should be banned from YouTube, because what they're doing is destroying our football. Because listen, JD, if you're a fault, JD, what do? You work on that fault.
Yeah.
Don't try to say, oh, I'm the best. You're not the best. And we need to acknowledge the problems we have and try and start fixing them instead of every Manning Cup, every time a Manning Cup, schoolboy football is played every season, you hear about this player is so good. This player, so every single one you hear about who is so good until they reach the international stage, then you truly see how good they are. Yeah?
Yeah.
And
How good they are not.
Totally disgusting.
All right.
I kid you not. Really find disgusting. Because how will our football grow? How? We have problems. We need to accept them that our players are limited. Because that game that we watched, even though people are defending players that whatever, that's how they play week in, week out in the JPL. They can't complete passes. So when a team is pressing them like how Trinidad was pressing yesterday, do you think they're going to complete passes in that game? They need to wake up, man. And I said before, there are many commenters that need to be barred and banned from football. Anyway, I'm out.
Yeah, man. Respect and thanks, sir. All right, bye-bye. All right, so that is Ian. So Jason, finish up a point, big boss. Closing statement. Tomorrow again. Olympic man. May I beg you please, my brother. I can't go no longer. At 1 o'clock now, my brother. So may I just give like a 1 minute. I cannot go no longer because I forgot my bed. I see my lady look for me away. So I now can't push the show anymore. Yeah? Yeah? May I beg you. All right?
Yeah.
So,
man.
So just give you a minute. All right?
Yeah. I mean, I really.
No, but you should have
really
no, man.
feel
Me respect you. I know you want to call him, but I just say I can't go no further. So me just give you 1 minute to make you do your thing because you seen that just coming. So just do your thing, yeah. And then call back tomorrow.
Man,
I gotta do a next show so you can call back tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
So go ahead, boss.
Yeah. So what I wanted to say really was that there's I mean, on top of all the issues that the other callers have mentioned, there is also one issue that is fundamental to our development in football and in Jamaica, and I think that's in terms of the football education that you always talk about, the football education really begins from childhood. And so if it begins at the foundation of our culture. And what we find in Jamaica, at least when I was there, in the community, is that we have a lot of different community leagues. We have a lot of young people, they go on the ball ground where they beside them house and whatever, and we play football. But a lot of us as Jamaicans, we don't get football education until we go to a high school, and sometimes it has to be a prestigious high school for us to get football education. So I think we need to, as a Jamaican culture, we need to have more people who invest in probably becoming a football teacher, probably doing football class in the community or something, because currently I'm living in Puerto Rico, and I've lived in different places, and what I see, the big difference between us and between Jamaicans, and the other countries, is that a lot of these countries, you find parents sending their kids, from their 4 or 5 year old, and they show an interest in football, they send their kids to school to learn the basics of football. And I think that that's going to have a big part to play in our future development if we can develop more of that. So like you said, you have short time, there's a lot more I would have loved to say,
man,
but another show I'll call back.
Respect and thanks,
Yeah,
sir.
man.
Bless up, your man.
Yeah.
You're a good caller. Respect, bossy. All right. So Jason, just say a final piece, make I'm gonna chuck off Edwin.
Yeah, man.
After that
Really
strike.
brief. Come know you want to go to bed. First and foremost, big up everybody in the chat who drop a like and actually support the content. You know, we try our best to give our takes, and I'm going to give this final one before we close out. So basically, I think there's something that gets in the way of our progress as a footballing nation. And the main thing that is pride. Because with having too much pride will block your progress. And that is what is happening in Jamaica's football. Too many times the writing is on the wall, what needs to change. And we dress it up, we put it up, we put paint on it to make it look pretty. And we say that everything is okay because this, and we make 5,000 excuses. Guys, we just need to humble ourselves and realize that we have a long way to go. And we need to do better as far as the grassroots development is concerned. I agree with that last caller. I have to just make this analogy to what I'm going through right now as a father with my daughter playing. She plays for a U9 team here in the States. And they have been working for the last 4 weeks how to break a triangle press. Now, if my 8-year-old daughter's team is working on beating a triangle press, and I am watching Jamaica play versus triangle press and I have no clue how to beat it, that should let you know. I would love to know how many 8-year-olds in Jamaica right now practicing to beat a triangle press in them training.
All right.
Probably not many. And therein lies the problem. The person who coached this team is a guy who just have a C license in America. And he's coaching these 8-year-olds and he's teaching them about breaking a triangle press at 8 years old. These are the things why when we watch football being played with our nation's teams and we can't figure out why we can't do certain things, because we skipped so many levels in their development. As the caller just said, they don't hear about systems and things unless they go to a prestigious high school. And at that point, you have already learned so many things and picked up so many bad habits that it's hard to break them. So we need to get to these kids earlier and teach them the true facets of the game that we're missing out from learning, so that when they get to that next level and we are watching them play for Jamaica, we're not wondering how they don't know these simple things in football. And that's all I have to say. Get rid of the pride and we might get some progress.
All right. So, people, thanks very much for being here.
Amen.
Oh God, what's wrong for Pastor, man? Thanks guys. So they said Anderson and Whisper won the poll. So you can take a picture of this lineup. So this is a possible lineup for tomorrow. Wade Topi, Mariapa, Dexter Lembikisa, Ricardo Thomas, Walker Splatt, Morrison, Roberts, Richard, Whisper Richards, and Anderson up front. So thanks yet again, guys. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. Share and subscribe to the channel. We will be doing a content crack tomorrow if we get the time, and yeah, we will get the time, don't worry yourself, we will get the time. So we will be dropping that tomorrow, so look out for that. Just take care, subscribe, and just have a nice day and stay safe with your family. All right, bye bye.